I know you're sleeping now. You gotta wake up small, yeah? Okay, let's go. People fool us, the people lie to us, the government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not the I said we tired with their lies, we tired with their promises that led us to a lot of damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrates us. So why can't you lie? Why can't you steal? Why can't you allow the citizens to be? You see, we just tell you that's why we voted you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask.
And I guarantee you, when we finish, there will not be a winner or a loser. Today we all wear the jersey of Liberia, and the victory belongs to the people, to the peace and to our democracy. As we begin to build upon the foundation of this new Liberia, I, George Foke-Klong Jirale Gbakugbe Tape Malewia, the new president, will first give thanks and praises to the Almighty God for the blessing He has bestowed upon our country. And I say, my people, thank you, Yah.
The supporters of His Excellency Joseph Boakai presents him as a poor man from Lofa, and I said that he will understand the plight of the poor people. Fellow Liberians, do not be fooled. Vice President Boakai is not poor like you, not even as me. As Vice President, his office received more money. His office received more money from the government budget than any other vice president has received in Liberia's history. He has enjoyed some of the best and most lucrative government jobs. Minister of Agriculture, Ambassador, Managing Director of LPMC, at the time when LPMC had money, and several other positions. Vice President Boakai might have been poor a long time ago, but today he is among the richest 1% of Liberians who are enjoying the best of this country.
That led to decades of war still run deep. But so too does the longing for reconciliation. A reconciliation defined not by political bargaining or by an artificial balance of power by tribe, region, religion, or ethnicity, but by the equality of opportunity and a better future for all Liberians.
I'm extremely happy to be in the United States of America, long considered the lands of free and the home of the brave. My visit here today is a response to the kind invitation extended me by President Ronald Reagan, a man of abiding courage, strong will, and foresight. As you know, Liberia and the United States have a long and historic friendship which spans more than 150 years.
And you have to respect her.
What I call sort of vicious lie about the fact that they say Mr. Kobe is gay or bring gay lifestyle to Liberia is complete bullshit. When people can accuse you of stealing people's money, when they can accuse you of being involved in war, anything, people don't make up stuff. They don't make up shit. Excuse my language, right? So it's complete nonsense. I've mentioned earlier, I don't know if, I'm sure you were here, right? You playing the game, right? I'm married to Teresa, 2 children, 5 grandchildren. I believe in traditional family values, so it's complete bullshit, complete nonsense.
I resigned May 11th. On the start of the new session, after the president of Liberia, after our Supreme Court victory for us, and the president made his now famous speech that they will continue to work with the so-called majority, even before defining what that majority was going to be, because we're going into a new session. We decided that to avoid the continuous confrontations and acrimony at the legislature, we decided to step aside. So we resigned. They never got the votes to try us or remove us, and we maintained they would not have gotten the votes. There is a reason why the Constitution requires a supermajority, and if we wanted to go by the rule of law, and we should go by the rule of law, 49 votes were required. That was never attained, so we resigned.
I'm too hard on the CDC. You know, it's for reasons sometimes, Akaro. The big ball that CDC dropped, it was right, one of it was right in Nimba. My brother, let me tell you something. There's nowhere in the world where hundreds of candidates participate in the election. And in the second round, only 2%. And the number of vote cast in the second round is more than the first round. It's not possible. That's what happened in Nimba.
He is adjusting. Watch this moment without any commentary. It's going down. First blow. There you have it.
Because the party felt betrayed. The Salif-led administration was splashing jobs and cash and political cohesion, arresting our people arbitrarily, putting them behind bars. The CDC got challenged. We braved the storm. We challenged the status quo. We never surrender. The first 6 years we never surrender. 12 years we never surrender. And this party will never, with emphasis, ever surrender to the evil forces. By 2011, 3 of our soldiers were executed on this party ground. 2 at the back and 1 right at the headquarters. The man who shot and killed our people today is a darling boy in the Liberian National Police. They brought him back to shoot more guns. Get ready to shoot. Because we challenge the status quo appropriately. Kuma was murdered on this battleground. The boy was killed.
Yeah, good evening to all. We ask that you keep sharing our life. We have special guests tonight, very special guests. We got some of them in the bike already, and you'll be surprised. We want you to keep sharing the live, please. Share sufficiently so that we can begin this show. But we got our guests. We'll get our guest journalists here who will do the interview tonight. So we want to recognize some of our people: Moose, Cassell, Za. I see Za there. Okay. John Jasper. So let me bring one of our special guests on. Garrison Yeru. The distinguished Garrison Yeru. Garrison, you need to tell the people who you are so they can know you better, Garrison. I don't have to introduce you. Legislatively, currently, you know, they got to know you. We got a way of introducing our people. But today we will get Winston Bladden from Banner FM. They will be taking the live for us as we make the analysis. We'll also have Kings FM. Will be carrying this program live today on Kings FM. A.B. William has agreed that he will do that. And in Nimba County, one of the radio stations in Nimba County will also be going live. And another one in Bond County will be going live. So while we have said that, we ask our followers to just share. Please share, keep sharing for us. Keep sharing it live. Tracy, Lucien Vanny. So Garrison, can you introduce yourself? Let the people know the great Garrison Yellow.
Okay, brother, thank you. But you know, you forget something, man. You didn't call that name that is also embedded in the VAR language and also in the Geo language, the Dode name. So I'm going to let you Dode. Yeah. Okay, great, like you say, I'm Honorable Councillor Garrison Dode Yedu Jr. I'm a steward and a strong supporter of the CDC or partisan of the Congress for Democratic Change. And I'm one of those who believe in the leadership of President George Weah and what he did for the Liberian people. But legislatively, I was elected along with Honorable Gray in 2011. And there I served as I was member of the Judiciary Committee, members of the State Enterprise Committee, Public Account, and then also the co-chair on investment and concession in the House of Representatives.
Harrison, can you go over there because I took you off the screen to bring somebody back? So can you just go over your portfolio in the legislature?
Oh, okay. Thank you, brother. I said that during our time at the legislature, I started first on the Budget Committee, Ways, Means, and Finance Committee as a member. I was also a member on the Public Account, the Committee on Information, and the Committee on Public Works. Later on, I went forward to become the chairman on the Committee on State Enterprise, the co-chair on the Committee of Public Account and Expenditure, and also the co-chair on the Committee of Investment and Concession. And then when I left the legislature, I started the practice of law. And then later on, I was also nominated, confirmed, and appointed by His Excellency George Manuel Weah as the chairman of the Governance Commission. And you all know the story, how we were illegally removed because of our stand to support President George Manuel Weah, an indigenous who believed in the forward march of this country, who believed in developing this country, who was misconstrued, who was lied on, and then we were removed illegally. After that, as we founded the Bottom Line Legal Services Incorporated, I'm one of the managing partners along with Councillor Jim Scumming. And we have a series of lawyers working along with us. But on Great Lake, we are here today to do the pre-SONAR analysis. Not just the pre-SONAR analysis, we'll also be analyzing the 2025 SONAR, the post-SONAR 2025. What they did and what they achieved and what we expect of them. Nothing more, nothing less. We know it's the same old story, bringing lives for the Liberian people, enriching the broadcast family, and several things that we're going to unveil today to the Nimba people and the Liberian people at large. Because there are certain things that the Nimba people who would say that there's some vice president is there and they don't know about it. And we have to tell them today how this president is robbing the people of Nima, and tomorrow he will be celebrated again because they are already pulled out of placards. They are already carrying a sharing squad to the capital to be there tomorrow. So a lot of things we'll be doing tonight, and it's not just about the pre-SONA 2026. We also have to meticulously analyze the post-SONA 2025. So thank you for having me on this show. It's a pleasure to be on a show that is associated with the party I love, the party I can do anything for. Thank you, Honorable.
Thank you very much, Garrison. You know, tonight is a different night. I wanted to tell our people out there. We got veteran journalist Winston Bladen. Let me bring Benedict Cordoba on, one of our analysts tonight, special guest. Benedict Cordoba is also on. So Winston Bladen will take full charge of this program. I want to buttress in a little bit. Okay, but he's the master of ceremony, and I'm glad that the nation is now glued to Banner FM, and also Kings FM is expected to read this program, and another station in Nima County. So to those of you out there, we ask you that you share this live sufficiently. And so in fulfillment of Article 58 of the Liberian Constitution, that calls for the president to present the State of the Nation address the third working Monday in the month of January. We will now turn, you know, I used to quiz. So Benedict, today you honor my voice, you can get tough questions. So it's a developmental specialist. Benedict, you have to say small. Hey, Benedict, Benedict, don't show your stomach out. He comes back, yeah. So Winston Bladen, the pendulum of authority is turned over to you, because I will be a discussant tonight. I will take myself out, and then I will bring you to be the first person on the show. So let me reposition Winston. Okay. So Winston, you got Benedict Cordoba, the developmental expert, one of the most vibrant in the history of our country. And we have Councilor Garrison Yeru, former veteran lawmaker of the Republic of Liberia. You have Akaros Gray. So you, Winston, maybe because I share the screen, yeah, so I will always come for it. I don't know why. So Winston, you can pick up from there, and we'll listen to you. We have all the guests on the show coming. We expect Dale and other people to join.
Thank you so much. If you just joining us, we want to have you informed.
Gentlemen, if you get any radio or any other things that you listen to,
I think the feedback was. Are you still hearing me?
Yeah, we're getting you.
Am I audible? Am I good?
You are good.
Okay. So we want to welcome all of you. Like the general say, it is expected to be relay on Kings FM 88.5, Freedom FM 87.9. So we'd like to welcome all of you. We hope and pray that this can continue. We can say to you, Banner FM, to a ranking member of the CDC, have instructed us to always make this platform available. Just a telephone call from General Carlos Mose Gray, and yeah, we found ourselves today to do the instruction of a ranking member of your party. So we remain committed to the general of the party. We have not changed. Banner FN remain committed, and we are prepared to ensure that His Excellency Dr. George Weah return to power in 2029. So I'd like to welcome all of you. I'm sure we are around up to 10 or 11 o'clock. And tomorrow is the D-Day. We can also afford you the opportunity tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. to 10. If the need arises, we can come right back here. And also to right after the State of the Nation address, I don't know what the president going to be saying tomorrow, but perhaps it's the same old carpet and paste speech The only thing that in my mind that will be changed from that speech tomorrow is from 2025 to 2026. Just one item, removing the 5 and replacing it with 6. And that's what I noticed will be changed on tomorrow. But however the case, I'd like to welcome all of you and we'll for all of you the opportunity, at least 2 minutes each for intro. And I want to begin with the Honorable Garrison Yellow. You are a veteran lawmaker. At about this time, I don't know what's coming to your mind when you was at the legislature at about this time. What's coming to your mind, Honorable Garrison? It's good to have you. And you are live on Banner FM.
Winston, thank you. You see, there's a bit of contradiction from the Madam Seli to President Weah into this administration. Right now, what is coming to my mind is how the liars will be more manufactured tomorrow in benefit of the president and his family first, and then how they will repeat everything, and then they will tell you how they're going to build on President Weah's legacy for 6 years. Nothing more, nothing less that you're going to expect of those guys tomorrow. They will tell you that the road from Ganta to Ozedu is moving faster, and I can show you that it's President Weah road. They will talk about the Loguato road, the road from Sekimpa to Loguato also is President Weah project. They're going to tell you about the relocation of the G.W. Harley Hospital that was done by President Weah. They're going to tell you several things in this country. The shocking thing in this country that people not understanding is first is the Douala to Bo Waterside project. It's a public-private partnership. Tomorrow it will be one of the highlights issue because they're trying to get the senators from the Western region to concord with the House of Representatives, and they're going to make a highlight. But what most of them are forgetting is that in that agreement, if you go to Appendix 7 of the national budget, the $200 million for the signature bonus, you're going to see $50 million in that $200 million for our counterpart funding. Interestingly, this project has been named public-private partnership. And the private company comes and builds a road. When they have completed, they are given up to 20 years to manage the road, build toll gate, where they're going to generate the revenue to get their money from it. So the same government that told you, say the project is a public-private partnership, is now telling you we need to put $50 million from the signature bonus in that project. And thing going on with Grace here is strange. How can an instrument that has not been ratified by the legislature, now you get a big sample at Bowat or Clear Checkpoint that telling you the project is already about to start? So nothing else we can expect. Tomorrow, it is just to tell the Liberian people that the Bouaka administration and the Bouaka family will get more richer. They got $50 million sitting down there for the public works minister and the Bouaka family to get rich, because the public-private partnership is not, Liberia is not paying $50 million for counterpart funding. That is strange. Secondly, I said that today to cry for the suffering masses, because tomorrow the president is coming to say the state of the nation is better. But in my mind, the state of the nation is not better. The state of the nation cannot be better when you have increased GST by 2%. When rice price, when you go buy chicken here now, let me make it simple. You from $40 or $35, you're paying $70 because the increase in GST. The state of the nation is not better because tomorrow the president is going to tell you they have increased the taxes on digital tax. So mobile money that most of our people who in the rural areas are using now, there are taxes on it that is at their detriment. So any money you send to your mom or your uncle or your family in the interior, they are subtracting money from it. So there's a parable that you cannot use the only goat I get in my yard. You slaughter it and you say it's a feast for you to celebrate. But then in your yard, you have all of the cows and this and that and everything. You don't slaughter it. Our goat, the only thing we depend on mobile money is being slaughtered. The GST, they slaughter it. So nothing else we're going to expect from this president tomorrow, only to tell the Liberian people suffer more because you voted for us, and tell the Liberian people that President Weah did well, even though they will be speaking figuratively. But when you analyze it, you're going to understand that tomorrow, nothing less. Like I told the Nima people the last time, say, I challenge this government in 3 years. Let us show us one groundbreaking in Nima County. One groundbreaking in Nima County. They have never. Or they can, oh, your President, you know what they did? You know what they did that bought? You taking credit of the Grand Leader role. You taking credit of the Doguato role. Yet you say he have done nothing. So nothing, Winston, that we're going to expect from these people tomorrow more than last. And this is why we're waiting. As soon as he finishes tomorrow, we'll be back here to critique, because we already get the old state of the nation. And we're going to look at the old state of the nation and compare it to the new state of the nation. Nothing new you're going to see. Repetition. Make an old man stand up for 3 hours, talk and drink, and then they call up the spirit somewhere halfway, and then be done. So, in my mind, nothing new we're going to expect tomorrow. We're just going to expect how President Weah built this country, how he laid the foundation. And one thing, Winston, I challenge this government tomorrow. They will never tell you that unemployment has dropped on them. They will never tell you. Since it's in their mind, they say President Weah has done nothing. And unemployment went up during President Weah's time. But the key indicator was that when President Weah came to power, Ome left this country. And during Madam Salif's time, Ome was the second highest employer in this country. So obviously when Ome is leaving this country, you know that unemployment will go up. So we challenge you to say tomorrow, we are not carrying the unemployment rate back to Madam Salif's time. Then we know that they are doing something. Because at Madam Salif's time, you have Ome and you have the government of Liberia. So if they can tell you tomorrow they have carried back to that level, then we can say, oh, they're saying something. But obviously, it is nothing they're going to say tomorrow. Unemployment will remain the same because President Weah, in fact, did well. He managed the security sector, abruptly when he took over. Ome left this country, so he got to manage the security sector in this country. Not just that. Okay. They will take glory of.
Tell us circles now, please.
Yeah, they will take glory of the corruption fight tomorrow. But mind you, the anti-corruption law, the more robust anti-corruption law that today anybody can boast of, who passed that law? It was not them. It was President Weah that gave the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission direct prosecutory power. So when you see they coming tomorrow, we are doing well with corruption, ask them who passed the anti-corruption law. Also ask them tomorrow, the drugs law, the most robust drugs law that we're dealing with today, who passed it? So I rest on the opening and want to give a chance to my colleagues here.
Thank you so much. Gentlemen, hold on. Let's bring the former.
Winston, let me just arrange us just a minute quick. You can be speaking, Winston.
Yes. So let's give the former lawmakers the opportunity. They will come in. Benedict, you are there. Others. Let's hear from the general. What's coming to your mind on about Carlos Moses Gray? What's running through your mind about this time? What do you think the president will be saying on tomorrow? You have 3 minutes, Honorable Gray.
Yeah, I will even go below 10 minutes because we got to provide the opportunity to others to speak. Article 58 of the Liberian Constitution calls for the president making the report to the legislature on his legislative agenda. Okay, not only his legislative agenda, but also on the issue of the state of the economy. Having said that, the Councilor Garrison Yeru, Honorable Councilor Garrison Yeru, a colleague of mine in the 53rd legislature, he rightfully said that the president's statement tomorrow will be basically a clear-cut political recitation predicated upon the gains that the citizen left, where this administration is today on the basis of unrealistic promises, a big budget that would not be realized at the end of the day. The president, if he's talking about legislation, if he speaks of the issue, for example, of the Tourism Act and the establishment of the Tourism Commission or Authority, that is something that we left there. That is something that I sponsor personally and co-sponsored by Honorable Edwin Melvin Snow. So we want to see the legislative agenda of the president tomorrow. I will focus on the legislative issue to a greater extent. Benedict and other people here will focus on the issue of the economy, because Benedict is a developmental expert. And like Garrison Redford said, what would the president say about the legislative agenda? In 2004, what was the legislative agenda? In 2005, what was his legislative agenda? In 2025, in 2024, what was his legislative agenda? 2025, what was his legislative agenda? 2026, what will be his legislative agenda? You remember the president talked about establishment of war crimes code and economic crimes code. Soon Prince Johnson died, the code died along with him, and buried 6 feet, even maybe 12 feet below the burial place of Prince Johnson. So when we said it was targeting and it was intended for a particular individual, so the LSCC calls for the establishment of a fast-track code. What has the president done in 2 years and made that commitment? So the president will basically be repeating many things. So tomorrow will be the political recitation that maybe one of the kids that are sponsored Intel can go and recite. But again, I'm receiving information that maybe the state of the nation could not start on time because of the president's health. That's what I'm hearing. It's not so confirmed, but I'm hearing that from sources near the president that the issue of the speech is very long for the president to stand up 3 hours. They want to make it concise. They want to condense it. So these are some of the concerns we have. But basically, I will rest here and rest on my.
No, but before you take a rest, Honorable Gray, have the president go up to 3 hours for the last 2 speeches on Capitol Hill?
Actually, they want to impress the people. That's what they want to do. Okay, we have the only female on the program here. I got to bring her in. Our sister Sarah Dopo. Okay, I had to bring her in, and we get Ishaka also. Today is Winston that will take charge of the program. So I just want everyone to know Winston Bladen from Banner FM. Banner FM is calling this program. And they've called across not less than 5 to 6 counties. Kings FM is also calling this program tonight. And other areas. So Baden, what was your concern again, quickly?
No, you may mention that you are getting intelligence that the speech will not start on time. And I asked you the question: have the president lasted up to 3 hours?
Even 2 hours, he can't make it. To be frank with you, he can't make it.
How long you think the president will speak for tomorrow, and why?
They made a speech 3 hours, according to what I've gathered. But the argument is that they should make it concise for nothing less than an hour, nothing more than an hour. I mean, that's what they should do. That's why I'm hearing from that. And we're left with them. Okay, as far as we are concerned, the president has to fulfill Article 58 of the Liberian Constitution.
Benedict, what's running through your mind a few hours to the State of the Nation address? Let's look at the specific issue with the economy. What will the president tell Liberians tomorrow relative to our country economy?
Well, like you call, my name is Benedict Koluba. Many of you may have heard the name. I used to be Assistant Minister for Development Planning, Minister of Finance. As the National Coordinator for the Fruitful Agenda, the best logical development framework that have ever been developed post-war in Liberia. Mind you, the PRS was a supply national development plan. It wasn't generated from Liberia. So the first real national development plan for our country was the PAPD. Having said that, I'm not sure I might follow the intent of the show. I don't want to disappoint, because here is the logic. I'm trying to give a picture of what the country is so that tomorrow people can come, because I can't preempt, this is not my government. The government has done nothing to move our country forward. So what I would intend to do is developmental-wise, the economy-wise, to state what is the current state of affairs, since this will took over 2-3 years now. Tomorrow when he speaks, if anything contrary to what we've said, we come back to debunk some of the things that will be said, because I cannot preempt that he's going to say anything more than what the reality is. If it goes beyond the reality, or if they document beyond the reality, of course, yes, we're going to check Biden thereafter. So basically, I would like to get where we are as a country since His Excellency Joseph Yuma Boakai was graciously handed over the presidency by President George Manneh Weah. How have he received that gracious gift of managing this country? Has he managed the country very well? So this is where I would like to take the conversation. They can do their pre, so now we can prevent what the president will say. But I think the country is not moving. The country is deteriorating. If you look at all the numbers that come from the IMF and the numbers that come from the World Bank, even the numbers that come from the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning itself, or from the Central Bank, our country is deteriorating. So tomorrow, I don't expect anything beyond, maybe just a recitation of the CDC turnover note. So basically, they're still doing what the CDC was doing. They're still living up to the turnover notes that the CDC turned over. We're not saying anything new in the country. And we hope that the president will get be sincere tomorrow. That is my hope. Will be sincere tomorrow to tell the Liberian people clearly that in the 3 years' time, they failed to establish a foundation for any change, meaningful change in this country. So we can go to the specific, but those could be my opinions, because if you get close your eye and look at this country, ask yourself question, what have changed? What is the foundation for any major change? For example, President Weah took over. The most difficult thing that was going on in this country was about student welfare. One of the most difficult things. He solved that and said no student will pay tuition at universities. One of the most difficult things was students standing in line from Fender or Capitol Hill all the way to Stella Maris to just register at the University of Liberia. He solved that. I'm just giving those kind of examples. What are the ticketed things that this government has solved or will solve in 3 years budget? The budget is already known. The budget is not solving any problem. So I would like to do my introduction that way, that we're going to give a fair assessment of what the economy is, what the development trajectory of our country is, and then we wait for them to say what they have to say, because if he says anything that is contrary to what we know and what we're doing, then we're going to report that.
Yeah, but let me ask you, as an economics, do you expect the president to say anything strange relative to the country economy as it relates to the year under review? Because constitutional wise, this speech should cover everything from the economy, security, and you just know the rest. The reason I'm asking you a question, that's your area. You are in the country. You have been following the issue. Relative to the economy, do we expect anything new from the president?
Well, what I can say is that the economy, Liberia was drawn in terms of the economy when the CDC took over the country. For example, in 2012, GDP was growing around 7.9%. And when Madam Salim handed over the country over to President Weah, GDP was growing at 2.5%. President Weah, amidst all the turbulence of the world, which is the COVID-19, the Ukraine crisis, he handed over an economy of 4.9% to the Unity Party, between 4.6 to 4.9% to the Unity Party. Real GDP was around 900 million. We move it up to 3.5 billion. And so, from those perspectives, I can say what I expect is for President Boakai to be sincere tomorrow and tell the Liberian people, you know why? The foundation that we inherited from CDC was stronger than what we have today, because the World Bank, the IMF, GDP last year, 2024, was dropped around 4%. This year, we're not sure, it might go back to 4.6%, which will not be at the level of the CDC. So definitely, yes. I expect the president to be sincere tomorrow and say the economy that we inherited from President George Manneh, we are struggling to even go back to President Weah days because growth is deteriorating.
What kind of economy you think that was inherited from you when the president took away, and where are we today?
We had a strong macroeconomic foundation. In fact, if you look at where we picked up the country, there was waste across the government. Those defects in the economy, for example, we were collecting more revenue and just spending it on ourselves. We were paying huge salaries, compensation to government ministers. We were paying scratch car. So there wasn't space to do, the fiscal space to do project wasn't there. All the fiscal space was about consumption, which is recurrent expenditure. So we took over that kind of messy situation, and we fought hard and created space for intervention or space for public sector investment, meaning the government could run without the donors. Yesterday, during Madam Salif and President Boubacar days, the government could not run without the donors because the donors were paying for gas for hospitals, for example. They were paying for the police to go and arrest people, for example. Police cars were all around from all mail transporting police. They were funding the election, for example. They were transporting election materials by ballot paper, by helicopter in Maryland, in Grand Crew. So we took over and stabilized that. We have what we call ownership of the economy. So we trained a strong macroeconomic foundation in which the government had a space to do capital investment. Had we now created those spaces, I can tell you the people of Johnsonville would not have never been connected to the capital, because you had to drive through the mud from Keba or Barnabé Junction all the way to Mamba. It is because of those spaces that we created.
Connected to the capital.
I'm getting feedback. So
yeah, you go ahead. I was checking on something, but go ahead. You good?
Okay. So on the basis of that, we expect that President Boubacar will tomorrow actually tell the Liberian people, you know what? The real thing we've seen is that the CDC managed this country very well, and we are fighting to get back to where they were, because where we are is dropping from our hands. They are dropping the balls. The growth is deteriorating. So those are the real issue I expect him to say tomorrow, and then they'll contrary to that, and we'll provide a fight thereafter. For example, in the Unity Party days, government ministers and head of corporation had chunk of money. They would decide who to pay. They call it allowances. We cut that off. They have brought that within the government. They have almost $26 million at the discretion of ministers to be able to bring people of their choice on the payroll. They call it additional compensation. Those are the things that right now creating problem for our economy. And so on those kind of basis, I expect the president to really say tomorrow that, my people, it has been difficult for all. The way we thought it was, it's not that way. The country is difficult beyond how simplistic we made the Liberian people to think that the country running is so simple. For example, the Public Works is going to report tomorrow that they only built 9.6 or 9.7 kilometers of community roads in Monrovia. In fact, those roads you are talking about, they are roads that we're already doing. For example, Soul Cleaning Road, we're already doing those Soul Cleaning Road. Bonja Road, we're already doing it. So in 2 years, 9 or 10 kilometers of community roads, that is completely something unmanageable. They cannot manage this country without peace.
That's what you're right there, and let's welcome the female on the show this evening, Madam Sarah B. Dope. I'd like to welcome you. A few hours to the State of the Nation address. What's running to your mind? What do you think the president will expect something new or the same recitation? But let's hear you. Welcome.
Well, I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for the platform. Thank you to our platform guest, the Honorable Councilor Garrison Dedo Yule. I want to say thank you.
Just a minute. Ishaka, please make some adjustment on your background. We aren't seeing you. Please make that necessary adjustment. Ishaka Sharif, please. I don't know where you're facing difficulty with electricity there. Yeah, just go and you come back, make the adjustment, please. Thank you. Go ahead, madam.
Yeah, so as I was here, I want to say thank you to all of you guys on the platform, and to recognize our guest, Mr. Yelu, Honorable Yelu, for coming on, and also to our brothers and sisters in the comment section. I want to say thank you. Well, the State of the Union, as I see it, is coming up tomorrow, I believe, right? A lot of things are running through my mind. Our country has been through a lot, from the Ellen days, President Weah days. Now we have the Bouakai era. We have seen a lot of things that are not done yet, especially from the previous SONA that the president told us that he was going to get certain things accomplished. Up to this point, we have seen a lot of gaps, and so I'm sitting here thinking, what is he really going to tell the Liberian people tomorrow? But at the end of the day, we are wait to hear what he's going to say. But my mind, I'm thinking out of the box. I can see that a lot of things have not been accomplished since he promised the Liberian people on his previous SONA. Up to this point, a lot of things have not been accomplished. So we are waiting to hear what he has to say. But I'm thinking there'll be a lot of things loaded with lies, and I hope we have our fact checkers to fact check some of those things that the president will be telling us tomorrow. That's what's on my mind. Thank you.
No, but before you go, let me hold you. A lot of things he promised the Liberian people, which he have not lived up to, according to you. Do you want to remind the president of some of the things that he promised the Liberian people? Perhaps it can be injected into his speech because they are listening, they are following the live.
Exactly. Talking about some of the roles that he promised that a lot of cars will not be stuck in the mud. He told us we were going to train a lot of 10,000 youth or students that will be in IT. I don't see any of that. I mean, I heard they had trained people. I don't see the reality of some of the. I don't see any of these students being placed on job, having testimony of some of the things that they have accomplished. I don't see any of that. And he also talked about students. He talked about kids not being in the street. They're not going to be selling in the street. They're going to be in schools, and we still see a lot of our kids in the street selling. The bread and butter issues he talked about have not been addressed. So I mean, I really want to hear what he has to say tomorrow. I'm going to be holding my breath, and I hope that people will be out there to fact check some of the things, because honestly, to tell you the truth, a lot of things he promised the Liberian people is still yet to be fulfilled.
Do we expect to hear anything positive from the angles of empowerment to women of Liberia? Have the president done sufficient enough? Do we expect to hear anything positive? If you hear something strange from the president, will it be a surprise to you if you hear the president boasting of making some empowerment to women of the country? Will it be a surprise to you?
That would definitely be a surprise to me, because from the beginning of his leadership up to this point, I don't know, maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, if there's anything he has done with regards to empowering women. I don't see that. I don't see much, even in his government. I don't see a lot of women, in key positions. So if there's anything he's going to say tomorrow that will empower women, I'll be happy to hear that, and I wait to hear what he has to say. But I haven't really seen a significant part of that.
Okay, let's pause. We'll come back to you. Ishaka, welcome. What's running through your minds? Few hours to the State of the Nation address. What's running through your mind, my brother? Unmute yourself, please. Okay, good.
Am I unmuted now?
Yeah, you good. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I say it's a pleasure to be here with some of our distinguished personalities, two distinguished former lawmakers, Councillor Garrison Yelu and Honorable Akaros Moses Gray, and also an enterprising woman like Sarah Dopo. Also here, you are a career journalist on the show. So it's a pleasure to be here. Few hours to the President's State of the Nation address. There are things that run to mind. For example, I wouldn't be surprised if the President talks about reconciliation, because in their desperate attempt in the last few days to include reconciliation in the President's message, they did a concerted effort to get Mr. Alexander Cummings to stand with the President on the football field at the SKD to take picture and do video. So when the President's mentioning reconciliation tomorrow, I think he's going to be basing on that. That's going to be the basis of the aspect of reconciliation that's going to be in his speech. But I think it will be so much hypocrisy if the President would try to do that. But I think he will do that because that's what they have been trying to do. That's why they got Mr. Cummings on the SKD page. I think during the final between Nimba and Grand Crew counties. Okay, you know, and I wouldn't be surprised when the president talk about the Local Government Act. You know, transitioning the Ministry of Internal Affairs to the Ministry of Local Government. It was done by President Weah. You know, in 2018, the Local Government Act, the LGA law was passed, and Honorable Gray, you know, to the part of that law.
Your internet is very bad, Ishaka.
Hello?
Yeah, your internet is bad. You're coming in distorted. Yeah, not too good, but let's hear you again.
Okay, am I better now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Am I any better? I said yes. I wouldn't be surprised if the president talks about the Local Government Act, especially transitioning the Ministry of Internal Affairs to the Ministry of Local Government. You know, in 2018, the Local Government Act was passed into law, and the president passed that into law. He signed it into law, and we transitioned. For example, the revenue sharing law was also passed from that very Local Government Act, and we piloted it in 3 counties in 2021, 2022, basically Margibi, Mombasa, and counties. You know, we used to have something called the county council. I mean, the county sitting. I think Honorable Garrison Yelu will make mention of that too. The county sitting. Now we have the county council of 9 persons to decide on development initiatives to be carried on by the county. That was all done during the administration of President George Weah. In fact, being the Assistant Minister for Research and Development Planning at the Ministry of Internal Affairs, I was the one who set up all of the county councils in around the country, with the exception of Bomi County, because Bomi had an issue with their CDF, their County Development Fund, because there was money in the bank for Bomi County, but the county was tussling as to what to do with the money. Leaders could not agree and things. So Bomi County Council was the only county we did not set up prior to leaving office. But outside Bomi, we did all of the other 14 counties before leaving office. So I think the president, in terms of governance, especially when it comes to local government, he's going to mention that, but he's going to mention it as being one of the achievements of the rescue government, which is not. It will be a deception. It will be a hypocrisy, because the issue that has to do with the Local Government Act itself, you know, before President Weah could come to office, there was a team set up to entirely draft that, and because we knew we were winning the election in 2017, and so by 2016, 2017, President Weah had already had a team to work on the Local Government Act, because it was at the core of his heart to decentralize the government of Liberia. So the moment we came to, authority, that was put on the table, and that act was passed into law, and we automatically struck into motion to do that. And tomorrow, I will not be surprised if the president also talks about security, but it will be like, you know, on the part of the president, if he mentions security being, you know, at the highest level, because we see violation, brutalization, police brutality all across the country. In fact, the police, instead of protecting lives and property, they are the ones killing our people. Since 2024, for example, up to now, the police has gone down, trigger happily, more than 15 innocent Liberians. If we should mention scenarios, we don't leave from here today. So I think the president should just come tomorrow and say, hey, my people, I think this thing is difficult. We did not think it was, I mean, it would have been like this, but where we find ourselves, I think we need help. We need opposition people. We need civil society to join us to help us, because as it is right now, the government cannot get its way through. It is tough, and it is not tough because they could not do it, but deliberately they are having missteps because of the arrogance, because of the ignorance, the arrogance that they brought to leadership. And I don't think it's going to help the country. So I think this is where I can stop for now.
Winston, I think Winston having some bad feedback.
Winston,
yeah, you're frozen. So Garrison, will come. Okay, I will take over until Winston can get his stuff ready. Yeah, Winston is frozen. So, but just we are being relayed on the voice of Tapeta 98.0 in Tapeta, Nimba County. We also been relayed by Kings FM in Monrovia, and besides Kings FM, we've been relayed by Banner FM, where we have Winston, who is the chief moderator on this program. So we gave Benedict and Garrison lifetime today because they are the newest here and they have more to contribute. So if you have your electronic gadget, just how they call it, just mute it. I will try to mute other people until the person who are about to speak. After speaking, then we'll meet the other people. So basically, Benedict, we'll come to Benedict, then before we go to Garrison. You got no Garrison. Benedict is ready to fire. Garrison will hold on to you small. Yeah, hold on small. So Benedict, you struck a very important point. You said you don't want to determine to say, look, there will be a pre-analysis. But Benedict, technically, all that you are going to say tonight is a pre-analysis of what you expect the president to say on, against, and all of those things. So I basically, when you said we inherited an economy, and this is where we took it, where do you think the Unity Party has taken the economy in terms of our own arrest agenda? Where have they taken the economy?
So this is where I'm coming to. When I say I don't want to do pre for them, is like I'm just simply saying there is nothing for me to preempt that will be said contrary to the real thing that is happening. So if he says contrary to the real thing, then of course he's not doing justice to himself and to the country. We talk about this country, and like I said to you, GDP was growing at 2.5%. We live at 4.6, 4.9%. Today, GDP growth rate dropped to 4% in 2024. The IMF report stated that very clearly. And the IMF report stated very clearly that if they continue on the path, GDP average will grow from now to their end of 5.5%. They're not going beyond 5.5 or 5.9%. So in that kind of situation, you cannot say that the economy is doing better. For example, you're talking about access to finance, the bank, the people disposable income. The bank are not giving all loan. I got a colleague who I just called and he told me, he said, bank, we have to go to business center warehouses because the people don't have income to buy from the business people. On the basis of that, we get loan to the people, they bring in goods in the country, no market, no income in this country. So the market is just sitting there. So in the nutshell of our country is, I don't expect the president not to be sincere to tell the Liberian people that the way we expected to run the country or what we thought about CDC, we were wrong. For example, and Honorable Gray, watch out for this. This is one of the biggest part of the failure. The president developed an agenda, they call it arrest agenda. And I said that the first thing, the way they named it was illogical. The foundation, the way they wanted to measure progress in this country was also illogical. The flawed economic foundation, why? You cannot do a national plan and say you will measure your success by GDP, which means to the common people, how money transaction is taking place in the country. Money transaction could be taking place in the country, but it is not in the hands of Liberians. It's in the hands of foreigners. The dividends are going out of the country. That was bad. And the World Bank came and said that to them, that look, if you want to remain on your GDP track, the objective, the target of the arrest agenda can only be achieved from now to 2050. You cannot achieve a middle income country in 2029. The way you are carrying the country, the growth rate that you have, Liberia will only be a lower middle income country by 2050. So that tells you that, look, the whole arrest agenda is a fiasco, and not going to work, because the strategy you are using, if you continue on this strategy, according to the World Bank, in what we call the economic memorandum that they publish is on their website, they say on this scenario, the arrest agenda attainment of the target is not possible. I don't even expect the president to talk about arrest in his speech tomorrow, because arrest cannot be attained. The World Bank also said in the country program that they have with the government, that look, you know what? The current model of the economy, the way you are running the country, taking money, sending it out of the country, giving contract to foreigners, giving money to foreigners for the money to evaporate from the economy. Job is not being provided. They said this model of your economy cannot provide job for the Liberian people. You take 25, 30 million and give it to a Chinese company to bring in equipment. If you are taking that money and give it to contractors, Liberian contractors, to keep maintaining the road, the money will remain in the country. The World Bank say the arrest will not create jobs. So in Russia, the arrest will not succeed.
So Benedict, just quickly, the Unity Party governed this country for 12 years. You worked there for some time. The argument is that they depended on donor funding a lot than local revenue generation to develop the country. Do you think that that is a challenge, that they are novices to local revenue generation and using it for developmental purposes, as opposed to huge donor funding in 12 years under the Unity Party administration? Because when the CDC came to power, like Garrison Redford said, on Jordan, for example, the Ukrainian war, for example, the issue of the COVID. So we had to depend on local revenue generation. In fact, companies spiked up and they left temporarily for some time. So do you think that the Unity Party, they are all novices, and the CDC had a greater experience on squatting on domestic revenue and developing the country as opposed to the Unity Party?
Well, sincerely, I wouldn't say they are novices. What I would say is they get insincere, because they have some technical know-how, but they've depended, they have pleasure in shifting our developments on partners, and then they utilize what we are raising on recurrent. So for example, yesterday, Ome was doing all the project for us, so nobody cares what government was doing with government money. They're using it to increase scratch cards benefits. Today, you don't have that. But here's what happened. If you look in 2026, they've managed to get $200 million. They've increased revenue a little bit. They still go back to their old self in 2017 or below 2017 and say, you know what? We can't put this in development. Let's put it on recurrent expenditure. So they increase the gas slave, the scratch card, more than even last year's budget. Last year's budget was $880 million. This year, all the money they're using to divide from a vice president office, the president office, the Senate pro tem office, if you put all together, it's more than the last year budget. It's around $930 million. So it tells me that they are collecting the money, eating it, and waiting for Osada to give money for Liberia's development. So in a simple way, they like parents in a home will take their salary and say, you know what? Let's go on the beach and enjoy ourselves. You're entering in America. When you send money before I pay your school fees. This is the kind of simplistic scenario we're seeing in this country. The more revenue,
And just before you go further, there's another concern. You flag a very important issue that Liberian people have not picked up yet. You spoke about the issue of, they have money for salary. Besides salaries, they have extra amount of money like they used to have for allowances, where the ministers, the managing director, they would decide outside of the CSA determination. Okay, so How do you call that? That extra amount of money that they have that you can spend.
It's in the budget. They call it additional compensation. So here is the point. In the CDC days, we had not more than $6 million in the budget for example, people who used to clean in the street from City Hall. Some of them reached the retirement age, but they are still working, they are strong. So the way we set the payroll was that by the time you reach 60, they put your name on the payroll will reject you. So we said, okay, we can't put these people on payroll. We put them on a consultancy. So they come and clean the street. We pay them. Some of them went to the marshal. And they said that was wrong. They removed all those people. So because they didn't want us to hammer them on consultancy, they created what they call other compensation. The other compensation now is where they bring in the Unity Party partisans. They call them consultants. They call them interims. They do different things. So that money has grew from $5 million all the way to $26 million.
Then exclusively for partisans. No, bigger benefit. You struck a point. And we got to know this. They said CDC left people on supplementary payroll.
They call it consultancy payroll because we raised the supplementary payroll.
Yeah, they say supplementary consultancy and all of those things. When the Unity Party government came to power, they talk about the issue of the wage bill. They said the wage bill was very high. Okay, so they were going to take all of these people out. The CSA went in that direction. They took thousands of people off their jobs. Now today they have special compensation or for consultancy or whatsoever. We're talking about millions of dollars. How does that prove the hypocrisy of the Unity Party?
In fact, there are deeper things than that I haven't revealed, and maybe I might reveal on this platform.
What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for?
I'm waiting for the speech first.
Because if you don't reveal the garrison, because it means that you don't want to tell the Liberian people the truth, Benedict.
No, what I'm saying is the second portion I have not revealed that to the Liberian people. The first portion I'm talking about now is, for example, the CSS director, Josiah Joker, said, we got employ people and blotted the payroll. So they reduced the payroll from 23.5 to 22.1, somewhere around about, which is not working. It have gone up to $27 million per month. Now, the point I want to reveal is that, look, I hope the president will not include anything about the CSA in the SONA. Other than that, it will be more muddy up than anything. My audience and Liberian people, they both said they reduced the payroll. They said we have 70,000 people on government payroll. They brought them down to 60,000. That means in 2024, Josiah Joker is saying the whole United Party government didn't employ new people in government. This is something I have not revealed to you, right? So what the United Party is saying within the numbers, they are saying since United Party took over in 2024, they have not employed new people. If you listen to the CSA director again, he says they only employ 3,406 volunteers in health and education. So it means in the whole of 2026, they have not 2025, they have not employed again new people in the government. Open the line from ministry to ministry and see how many new faces, visible people have been employed in government. So the danger that is happening to us is they are burying the number of people on the government payroll. They are burying the number of the money that is being spent on salaries into something else. And the day a boss of the country will be in trouble, will not be able to pay those people. So for Josiah Joker, the CSA to say, since this United Party government took over, implicitly they have not employed new president on the payroll. That is the message in the hypocrisy of why you're talking about cleaning the wage bill. That's why I have not revealed to the Liberian people. I was trying to write that for on my page before I can talk about it. So if you tell me that the wage bill was set, 70,000, you brought it down to 60,000, it means that you didn't employ anybody that year. If you come the next year and tell us that you only employ volunteers on the payroll, you're telling us that nobody United Party have brought on the payroll. This is dangerous. We don't expect the president to take those kind of things in his speech. So on the basis of those kind of foundation, or great, we can say that the speech will be difficult to be delivered other than being repetitious.
One more question before we go to Garrison. Just one more question. The country is high. Market women are crying. The Nyanam boys are crying. The masses are crying. Even those who can afford are crying. Benedict, as a developmental expert, do you think the president, state of the nation will address those things realistically? Or suggestions should be made to reduce that?
Oh, the state of nation cannot address those issues. The state of nation can give you progress you have made. So I will tell you from what.
Maybe he will make some pronouncements.
No. Okay, let me show you something. No pronouncement can solve that. For example, they did a national development plan and put around $2.5 billion will go to infrastructure, right? Then the infrastructure man came out and said, you know what? I will need $925 million for infrastructure. He also took the group to Ganta a few days. They said they do infrastructure conference and said he needed $900 million for infrastructure in the country. All of those things are charade. I call it money-eating play because they're not going to change it. They've already passed the budget. So no pronouncement of the president will be incorporated into this budget because you cannot create job outside the budget. So the president can pronounce anything, it's going to be zero because the budget is passed. No job creation strategy in the budget. So no amount of pronouncement will bring job. And let me say this to you. When Senegal was faced with problem, Macky Sall, development was not reaching the people. He called a national conference and developed what we call the Emergency Development Program. When France had a situation, they did the same. This government is faced with a situation in our country, not the government, beyond the government. And that problem is people don't have income. Business people, incomes are not growing. People who are working, they're not having income. Farmers' income are not growing. Instead of calling a national conference to address that, the president calls a national conference on what they call infrastructure. We have addressed almost the infrastructure issue in this country. We signed all the roads contracts from here all the way to Zredrup, moving all the way to Maryland. We signed those contracts. So you don't need major conference on infrastructure. What you need on infrastructure is you need a major conference on job creation, on income of the people. And job creation is not bringing, I have told you over and over, you bring in another 10 ArcelorMittal in this country, it will not solve our problem. And maybe or you want to bring me now to ArcelorMittal in the budget.
And thank you, Benedict. That's the voice of a developmental aspect, Benedict Koluba, who work on the proposed agenda and other developmental agenda across the country. You are tuned in to Liberia Action TV, online TV platform, where we have chosen to narrate our own story and not for people to tell our story. Okay, it's not like the West telling the story of Africa. Africans themselves must tell their stories. So Seditians themselves must be able to tell their stories, narrate their gains and the challenges, and challenge this administration beyond all human imagination. We are also live on Radio Tapeta in Nima County. We are live on Bana FM in Morovia, that calls Lado County. We are live on Kings FM. As I speak to you, this is the pre-state of the nation analysis. Tomorrow, our viewers and our listeners across the country, you can tune in tomorrow to the same radio stations that we just announced in this online platform by 8 o'clock. We'll be dissecting the speech of the president. We'll also be making critical analysis of the response of the Coalition for Democratic Change. Having said that, we have veterans.
Yes. Let me take a little break. I will come back, just talk about a regrettable 2026.
Don't run away because I'm watching you from the back.
No. I got one more thing to do to talk about. The whole of 2026 is a regrettable year for Liberia under the budget. And I will speak about that. It's regrettable for NIMBA, regrettable for the country, and we can talk about that. So let me do something quick and I will end up on that.
We'll excuse you for a few minutes, please. We'll give you 6 minutes. Yeah. Okay, so Honorable Garrison Yellow, you know, Garrison, they call the man, in Van, we call him Dodo. Dodo in Cape Man is believed to be the strongest family. Okay, very good in terms of hunting, in terms of fighting, everything. So when we hear Dodo from Nimba County and we hear Dodo from Grand Cape Man County, I don't know what Nimba Borough, because on a serious note, Garrison, on a serious note, people don't know this story for real. There's a group of Nibarians who settled here many times around the Mama Point area. The guy was a brilliant hunter, very brilliant hunter. If you the traditional history. So you've been hunting a lot, Garrison, intellectually, legally, politically, you've been hunting a lot. But I would love to stick on the legislative issue. The president's responsibility is to submit his legislative agenda tomorrow. Article 58 of the Constitution calls for that. Just oppose the president's legislative agenda 2 years and now as compared to the CDC 2 to 3 years in government.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Gray. The first thing is that, like I said today from my introductory speech, I said we will look at the post-2025, then we'll go forward with the 2026. And maybe my colleague Benedict didn't take this. They are the economists and they are the development experts. In the 2025 State of the Nation, the president boasted of collecting $695 million in revenue. That is what they boasted of. Sadly for the Liberian people, they was not translated into benefit and into solving the bread and butter issue. You cannot boast of $695 million while the people telling their children that they are hungry, and the children still telling their father and mother that they are hungry. So we go back to what Manan said. He said, Papa must come. And at that time when Papa should be coming, President Bouaka was the vice president. He was the eye of the president in the legislature when you and myself were there. So for this president to even come tomorrow, like our colleague said, nothing else. Legislatively, what the president came to tell you, that he robbed the Liberian people with the Metal Steel Agreement because there was a $3 million call from the United States of America, and because of that $3 million call, the president have to go and say, you sign the agreement. Is it a legislative agenda? Or is it an agenda that you say we got 1.22 billion budget, but in the actual sense, the budget is 900 and some more million, because when you subtract the 200 million that will come in the next 75 years at one time, and the 72 million from the donors funding, you will be left with 900 and some more million. So you see how the people continue to mislead the Liberian people. Why are they not honest with the people? Because budget is recurrent. Budget is a sentiment, is something that you got to look at from this sentimental background. For example, what you did this year will trigger for 2026. If your budget for 2025 did not reach 1.2 billion, and you, because you get 200 million, and that 200 million, Bouaka and family already get 50 million, like I said, the public-private partnership with the company coming from Sierra Leone to build a 4-lane road from Douala to Clay, and from 2-lane road from Clay to Bowater. Where in the world, the company is coming to build a toll gate that they will collect the money from the Liberian people. And you say you're giving their counterpart funding in Appendix 7 of the budget. So you are telling the Liberian people, even though the people will be collecting money from us, to pay back their money, we are also giving them 50 million for counterpart funding. That is where the contradiction is. That is to tell you these people are enriching themselves. It's no different why Joseph Bouaka Jr. is in Mexico and other countries enjoying himself. Mind you, Moses Akara Great in France, it will be your big news. Any minister in the CDC having a big party in your house like the maritime boss did, it will be a big news. But unfortunately for us, you guys absolutely nothing. We're going to hear tomorrow more than a repetition of lies. The sad thing is my country are from. Yeah, it's a national issue, but they make it to look in my country that when we get the vice presidency, everything is going to be bread and butter. To the extent, even the villager, the old man in the village will believe that once the vice president comes to Nima, everything or manna will be falling from heaven for the people of Nima. Sadly for us, the Ganta City Hall is abandoned. The road from Second Part to Doguato is abandoned. The road from Tonglinwi to Tapeta going beyond. The main road from Ganta to Tonglinwi going forward, They just play around it. And all of those things were done by CDC. The Barn High School, the teacher lab, the science laboratory, everything that CDC wanted to do for the Barn High School, they have abandoned it. The Campley relocation of the market, that the market in Campley should be relocated, they have abandoned it. The GW Harley Hospital in San Nicolas, they have abandoned it. But you know what? They're coming to tell you tomorrow that we will do this, we will do that. It will be the census and so on. When we finish with 2026, they come back with the same old story. So it pains my heart, especially as the son of Nimba, to see what is happening to our people. And then when we want to talk, they say, oh, you know, we get a vice president from the country. So when we talk, this and that. Look, Nimba, the founding elder of Nimba, had never founded Nimba to be a country of singularity in one, putting all of our eggs in one basket. They founded a country of diversity and say, let's use our diversity to unify. When Garrison is a member of the CDC and CDC comes to power, Garrison will make the case for Nimba. Imagine the few times we spent with the CDC, how Nimba benefited, how we brought ideas. But today, interestingly for the people of Nimba,
Garrison, hold on there. Garrison is the vice president and not a PAC vice president.
You know, even beyond a vice president, that will be a vice president and 200 million revenue generated from Metal Steel, that we should get 10% according to the revenue sharing law, and that 10% should be, or 20 million should be going to NIMAC account, and NIMA is robbed of that money. Instead of 20 million, they are giving NIMA 6.134 million instead of 20 million. The vice president who sent over the Senate.
Garrison, 1 minute. Okay, no, blinding line bad. Okay, you can go ahead, Garrison.
The vice president who sat in the Senate, when Metal Steel said in the revenue sharing law, they collected 165 million in 2025, and in the national budget of 2026, $0 is there for Nimba County, and they are telling you that because the fiscal board is not set up. It was not the CDC that endorsed the revenue sharing formula. It was the Unity Party government that endorsed it in 2024. By endorsing it in 2024, it means that the revenue sharing law is in full operation. The issue about the fiscal board is administrative. So assuming without admitting that the fiscal board have not been set up, which of course President Weah and Vice President George or Jeremiah Pankun should have done, put the money in escrow account. Let the Liberian people know that Nimba County get 40 million in escrow account, and when the revenue sharing law is when the formula is set, or when the board is set up, Nimba will already go and get 40 million. Now they are not doing it. Benedict struck a very important point today. I want to come back to that point. Ishiaka, on the issue of the Local Government Act.
Garrison, just 1 minute. Garrison, just 1 minute. Winston, your back, the echo. Your echo. Winston, your echo. Okay, we'll just meet you a little bit. Garrison, go ahead.
On regret and to the panelists here, one of the most grievous things that we have ever seen on an arrest agenda.
It can be for me. It can be for me because I'm muted.
Is the Local Government Act. The very Local Government Act that they are boasting of today, they are using the Local Government Act to deceive our people. The first thing in the Local Government Act is all superintendent, all city mayor should be first degree holder, BSc holder. Check around the country, how many of the city mayor in the country, they are BSc holder. That's where the error. So they're already in violation. And what they are doing smartly is they are using our people resources that it should be used to buy drugs, to face their breaches, the farm to market role. They are using that money for national projects. For instance, how can a Ministry of Youth and Sports say, we are trying to prepare the national county meet in a way that every county that will be hosting will build facility for that county. Now the Nimba County Superintendent say, we build Nimba Law at Carrisburg. And that is a national project. So that is a smart way that the Unity Party is using the local people money instead of serving the people for drugs, for the school, or armchair, for stationery, for other things to help the local people, the farm to market road. They are using the money now for national project. It's a deception. So tomorrow, nothing else you're going to hear more than singing one song over and over. And lastly, Honorable Gray, when you go to their budget, this government is a mockery to democracy and governance. They're even talking about they just commission the department or the autonomous agency on tourism. But checking the budget, how much is there for tourism? There are countries around the world that just depend on tourism alone. But this government said they appointed Princess Copper to be the head of the tourism agency. In the national budget, the tourism department does not even get 1 million. It's a mockery. They say you can't say that here and they pay. Why we tell the Liberians, look, if you are serious, put money into Patawi waterfall. Put money into the bathing waterfall. Go to Cape Mount and put money there to the tourist area there. They are all areas. Go to Cape Palm and go to Grand Cru. Go along the sea coast. Put money there. But this government putting nothing there. Today, President, we have built the Redemption Park. It's the most celebrated thing that they're using now. They have been fighting to take over. President, we have built the Invisible Park. It's the only thing they're fighting to take over. Now, the former First Lady, Clara Marie Weah, built the foundation to help poor girls in this country. They're not even thinking about what they can do to help people, but their whole fight is how they can take over our institution. And mind you, when you have that institution, I got a vast money because I was a lawyer for Modestin when she purchased that land. You understand? I know who that land was purchased in. And land is title. It's title. So, for you to even be talking about Clark Foundation, that is a private entity far from her. They don't even know who get that place. It's sad for this country. It's sad. But I just want to tell you, brother, where we are today, the CDC, we must not allow the people to continue to lie. They own the spoon show, well, spoon admitted to the Liberian people that they use lies against the CDC administration. There is a time that we must erect checkpoints so that the lies cannot spend a day in the ears of the people. And this is why every day, even if we cannot go on the radio, we are writing so that the Liberian people can know the lies. So tomorrow in the State of the Nation address, brother, nothing you're going to see. They talk about accountability, like I was saying today. For heaven's sake, what the new thing they have done with accountability? More than CDC in acting a more robust anti-corruption law that gave the LACC direct prosecutory power, that LACC is brave to indict people without president approval. So who takes that glory? Look, if CDC never wanted these things, they won't pass it. And not just that, on Gray, you were the chairman executive. You passed a law that said, look, to even remove a commissioner from LACC, you got to bring it back to the legislature, just like the GAC. You gave them authority. How you left that, nothing you could get. So when we're talking about fighting corruption, we should pay credit to the CDC. We're talking about drugs. When we enacted the drugs law and were passed, we were already into election. But everything we put in that law, they are not the beneficiary of that law. So nothing absolutely they can boast of. Nothing. They talk about revenue. You cannot boast of revenue when the market is crying. Because the essence of budget is to alleviate poverty. But when you have a budget of 1.2 billion that enhances poverty, then it's not a budget. Then it's a tool for suffocating the suffering masses. So, obviously, what we're going to hear tomorrow is the sharing squad is already prepared. 4 buses, 5 buses, 6 buses will be hauling them tomorrow to the Capitol building. And when he said those things, with enough bottles of water, they will be clapping. But so the reality is in the market.
Garrison, in essence, you are saying is the unity party State of the Nation address as opposed to the actual Article 58 of the Liberian Constitution.
Absolutely nothing. Because It's a legislative agenda. Why agenda you going to tell the Liberian people when you are mortgage or meter steel or the mountain, or the not just they talk at the mountain and the Monima, but do you know that all of the mountains around that area to Zor, to San Nicodemus, they are all being mortgaged to meter steel? Where in the world you get empty to somebody and tell the man, say, if you don't perform, we fine you. Maybe you find the man 50,000 or 200,000. But for instance, the road fund, San Nicodemus to Yekepa, to be paid, you need about 60 million. So,
but Garrison, some of your Nibalian brothers in plenary and Thursday celebrated that deed. They say it's in the interest of the people of Nima County. In fact, Nibalians were celebrating that deed. That's what they said.
And some of us Nibalian also said we oppose what they said. I think when you went on time, we post, I raised issue with him, and when on Enderman wrote, you also see my response to him. Because they say enforceability, right? The man, you tell the man, say, when you not build the road from San Nicolas to Yekepa, we will find you. So the man say, okay, I agree. Farming 250,000 or farming 50,000 US. But the man said to actually spend in 1 year 50 million to build that road. So he will prefer not to build the road and pay the 50,000 or 100,000 or 200,000 farm. So all of the things they put there, you say, when you not do it, you pay farm. When you not do it, you pay farm. So they cannot hold metal steel with anything. Look, let me tell you. The Nima people will not know the hurt. They will not know the injuries until the president signs the MDA into law. Then you will see the actual color of metal steel. You will see the actual color of metal steel. There is where
what danger do you think awaits the people of Nima County?
They are mortgaged. They have no voice. There is nothing to tell the people to build clinics, to build school, to do any social development fund, because if they don't do it, they will pay fine. And you have mortgaged all of the mountains around there to 50 to 75 years. So even the next legislature will not even call for a review of that agreement. So you see where we are going. This is what we are telling the Nima people. The president, we are that the CDC brought and took the bold step to reject that agreement. You think the president, we are wanted that agreement to be passed? Moses Akagwe was the chairman executive, Buffer Chimba was the speaker, or J. Funati Kofa was the deputy speaker. It would have been passed. But you know why? President, we have said no. No. The interest of the Liberian people. And one thing today we want to tell the Nima people. You know, our in-camp this few days during the New Year, and they posted Garrison, you are saying quarter. I say, why? I say, everything you do are going to happen to Senator Johnson and happen to him. Do you know that President we are being an honest person, committed, grateful, dedicated man, stood his ground for Prince Johnson? When you talk about war chronicle, he said no. When this government came, it's just that you get married to a woman, and at the time you on your honeymoon, there can be confusion between you and the woman. You're not even speaking to each other. This president's first State of the Nation address, where it was a honeymoon for Senator Johnson. Saturday for Senator Johnson, he heard about the war and economic crime code. That is the torture, the suppression, the harassment that led that old man to his grave. Nothing else, nothing more.
But how can all this be happening, Honorable Yedu, when you have the second most powerful man in the country, most especially when it comes to the concession issue? How can this be happening when the vice president is right there? He should be seeking the interest of people of Nima County. Why is all that? Is it that the vice president is not seeing it, or what?
What will the vice president say when Wodogisi getting 1 million from that money? But no institution in Nima getting 1 million. But Wodogisi, where in Lofa is getting 1 million from the 200 million.
Wow.
They put in 50 million as counterpart funding. Why are you going? If a Unity Party campaign in 2029. Today, what would the vice president say when Freeport, LPRC, NAFA, LTA, they are not contributing significantly to the national budget in 2026? They say they're not collecting money But these are people that they're going to December, say they overperform. They are giving their staff 13 months salary benefit. They say we're giving you 1 extra month, but they cannot contribute to the national budget. So these people are already using the Liberian people. Everything that in the heads of the people is about their re-election.
That's right.
But let me tell you the thing. About it. You're going to hear a vice president speaking tomorrow because they are already convincing that the system we put in place, it will give us 2029. Sadly for them, here we are. We will critique it. We have the old state of the nation. We're going to critique it and make sure that as soon as we finish tomorrow, when we're back on the show, we will look at what they said last year and what they said this year. So honestly, between you and myself, nothing you can get from this book tomorrow. And like I said the last time on one show, that we in the CDC, we should not get the people blank check. They have lied for so far for too long to our people. The only way our people will understand is that we should checkmate them, we should erect the checkpoint so that the lies cannot spend a day in the ears of the people. These people, they are very good and crafty at lying. And the only way you can approach them is to be robust and be preemptive. We can't wait to be defending. We have to be preemptive. And tomorrow, Winston, before you take leave for me, let me say this. The state of the nation tomorrow will tell you, like my brother Benedict said, that they build less than 15 kilometers in 3 years. They will tell you that most of the projects they will be naming tomorrow are the projects from President Weah time.
Yeah.
They will also tell you that they have secured funding. But I want you as a journalist to do your fast checking. What is public-private partnership? And then how can you have a public-private partnership and then you have 50 million put in the budget from the 200 million signature bonus from Intersteel for the same project? These are issues which you pay attention to. In that State of the Nation, last year, State of the Nation, President Bouaka has showed the Liberian people that the road from the new Gabriel Topper Bridge to Douala was going to be fixed. Today, go on that road. Go on that road. He says so many things. What else you want to hear from the president who they just passed a budget that GSC have been improved, have been increased to 2%? That today people that are using mobile money, there's a huge taxes on their mobile money, on digital or transaction in this country. It never happened during President Weah time. Who told you the President Weah imposed the Benedict Koluba, Samuel Tuwa? They never knew that these things were important. But they were looking at the suffering masses. They said when we do these things, it affects our people. So we can't do it.
Right.
But the people that are there, they don't care. It's like you get an elephant on your head and you're going for the grasshopper on the ground. That is the common people we have. Take the national budget they just passed. Do you know that for drugs, for medicine in the whole country, they appropriated in the Ministry of Health budget 1.6 million? You get 5.8 million people in this country, and you are telling you need to get 1.7 million to buy tablet for everybody in this country when the usage that used to bring money to help our people, they have gone. So they are easily telling you every the person that go to the clinic, 2 will die. That's what they're telling you. The laboratory around the country, all of the public facility, the money they put, they ain't reach 1 million. So when you go to the hospital, how do they test you to know what happened to you? How do they diagnose your problem? These are key issues we look at in the budget.
Yeah, Garrison.
The issues are not being addressed.
Okay, Garrison, Garrison, you do the simple word. I would really want us to come back here tomorrow morning because this is getting very, very interesting. I want us to come here tomorrow morning. But before we go, Honorable Gray, I want to ask you, have the political leader, your political leader, George Weah, have you visited former Vice President Howard Taylor? What is the news going around? They have not paid any visit. There have been no picture, a video of George Weah visiting his Vice President, most trusted ally. What's the issue?
Look, the people are so worried about this, man. To say, yeah, they say he's insignificant, he's nobody, he's nothing. But our friends from Unity Party, they're worried about him. Let me answer the question directly. President, we are in entourage. The day the incident took place, we spent more than 4 hours with former Vice President Joel Ortega at the house. They spent almost the whole day there. He talks to her every day. They interact on the phone every day. He sends people there all of the time. So I don't know where people are coming from as if to say they wanted to see video the way President Boyka took the entire executive mansion there, the entire press bureau. Somebody mourning, that bereavement. This is the day they only child. So we didn't want President Weah to become the focus of attention. So we went there. Yeah, he went there. You know why so President Weah goes? When the camera is there, everybody focuses on him. So we want that. It's a sense, yeah, but now Boyka just there. Boyka is like a handpicked guy. But I just wanted to say this to you, Winston. You know, we almost running out of time. So Benedict and Garrison would take most of the time. I can take 2 minutes. Sarah can take 2 minutes, and Ishaka can take 2 minutes. But let's give the benefit of the doubt to Benedict and what his name, Garrison Yeru. So just my quick 2 minutes before we go to Sarah. You know, I just wanted to play this video on Meet and Steel, and then they can talk. I want to tell you.
Don't forget that 20 minutes to go. Don't forget.
Yeah, I just want to play. No, just the video. That's my position. Okay, that's my comment I'll be making in the next 2 minutes on Meet and Steel. The stance we talk against Meet and Steel, not just for the people of Nema, for the Republic of Liberia, to save Meet and to save the country of what Dodds talk about, and to protect the people of Nema County. This was our position.
On the subject matter, it's insulting. It's insulting to some of the three of us for a company document that will ratify to suggest to us what they want to do. That means they don't even respect the authority of the plenary. The legislature. This legislature, let me be specific, is not Mitasni family. We are not working on their plantation to decide when their slaves born, or decide where they want to send them, or when they want to see them. They've launched an unprecedented, unwarranted attack on this body. Let me repeat. An unprecedented, unwarranted media attack on the 73 of us, to the extent that even your signature was being forged as the sitting speaker, and that's the moment that I waited for. Media has to understand that this is the sovereign state. We are not a boss. Gone are the days that Media will think that this legislature will compromise the supreme interests of the Liberian people. That the message will clear to them. This suggestion by Mita to us is contentious. It's a flagrant rejection to appear before this body. That is contentious when the legislature run you to appear before the legislature and you want to suggest to the legislature that you want to meet a committee. Even the committee that they themselves accused through public relations here. Let the message go clear, let the chief clerk write it down and demand from them when we want to see them. For Mita to reject an appearance here, they will have to be treated like any entity or any individual that this body are held in contempt. Our people in Nema flag is serious issue. Let me repeat. A serious issue where the defaulted 100% on their responsibility as per the rectified document. They must never dare dream, let me repeat, as a member of the committee on investment, that we will be placed in their pocket and we will sign an agreement or affix our signature to an agreement where they will work with millions from the Republic of Liberia at the detriment of survival of our people. Enough is enough. The management of Mita must be brought here under oath, they must appear to this body and to no committee. We must look into their faces and speak to them that this is not their plantation. Liberia is not a plantation. That we repeat. Liberia is not a plantation. The 57th legislature were being accused in this country by the very bitter agreement. That we repeat. The 57th legislature were being accused in this country by the very bitter agreement. We want to make it clear to them that we have a future in this country. We are not boys and girls that can be pushed aside. We want to tell our friends in the West, I want to be clear, that the forces interference in external forces interference, and thinking that they can subject this body. I want to be clear on those because I represent the people of this nation of Montserrat County. I care less about whosoever in the West that believe they can shove something down our throat. Our signature was clear to Mita and will be clear to any other company that we will not subject ourselves to all of them. India.
You can go ahead, Chief. Winston?
Yeah, I'm right here. Yeah,
Winston.
Right here.
Yeah, Sarah is nice, Winston.
Yeah, I was listening to the tape, and I started feeling some goosebumps on my skin. I really think that was a very strong patriotic move that you took, that you made, that statement you made, that Liberia is not anybody's plantation, and people do not dictate to you guys what to do. That was a patriotic move, and it's about time that we see some of these kinds of things in our country. We see a lot of other African countries standing for the country, standing for the people, fighting for their rights, fighting for the resources to benefit the people. This is the time for us to do that. Our people have gone through a lot. I listened to Honorable Oyelowo talking about what they have done with the mountains and other stuff. These are resources that the people of Nima should be benefiting from. The people of Nima, all of their children should be going to school. They should have resources, basic necessity of life. And they are using their resources to mortgage to other people, and these people are not benefiting. This is very sad. And for me to see you, Honorable Gray, in that video, telling these people that our country belongs to our country, not to them. They don't dictate to you what to do. This is the kind of stand we want to see our legislatures do for our country, for our people. Our people have gone through a lot, and they continue to, because you have self-centered people in the legislature who are only interested in themselves, who are only interested in when 2029 is going to come so that they can get back to power. And then when they get in power, they don't do anything for our people. This is wrong. I want to applaud you, Honorable Gray, for that stand in that video. And I also want to urge our legislatures in the Liberian Senate and the House of Representatives to stand up for our people. It's about time. It's about time. Stop mortgaging our resources. Stand up for the people. Have a partnership that benefits our people the most. Not people, not self-interest, that benefit the people, that these resources are in their counties. Let them be able to benefit from it. I just want to applaud you for that. And I want to urge our legislature to take you from what you did in that video. This is very powerful. Thank you.
But unfortunately, madam, nobody took into consideration the statement from Representative Gray when he was there, most especially when he said Liberia is not a plantation for a settlement. Unfortunately, the rescue mission that should have thought about the statement of Representative Akarios Moses Gray, the decision that they made in the past, unfortunately, it have turned out to be a complete plantation for the rescue government, President Joseph Diomaye Boakar and his associate. That's how Liberia had turned out to be. Look at the time that deal got passed. 9 p.m. Who does that? Can you imagine? So all of the delayed tactics among other, yes, 9 p.m. all of the delayed tactics, what was it about? They didn't take into consideration. It was I expected somebody from the rescue mission that should have re-echoed this statement that Honorable Kairos Gray made the last time. But unfortunately, they were the one who were convincing others. And you got a rubber stamp speaker, Richard Namekun. What do you expect will happen? You got the former seditious also there, who they took from the plain fee and brought today. He's the deputy speaker, collected all of the wives, have managed to organize himself, also betraying. It's not even thinking about where he came from. So nobody expected that thing to really happen under the rescue. When you look at the agenda, where they came, the pedo, the macho they came to govern this country. Right. Those are some of the things that should be coming. And the Unity Party lawmaker, they should have learned from Honorable Kairos Mosegwe. Unfortunately, the country is now a plantation for Joseph Nima Boaka and a settlement of Liberia.
Wow. This is horrible.
Winston, anytime I will be going out, you and Sarah can continue the program, then I will come back.
No, I think we can take the calls now. I think we can take the calls. Well, no, I want to plead with.
We got to speak, then we can.
Oh yeah, Ishmael there, Cordoba closer. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, closer Cordoba and Garrison, please. I beg you.
Exactly. So Ishmael, please have the 2 minutes. Please have the 2 minutes. Ishmael.
I will go out and then I will come back in while you people running the show.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Have a little extension. So Ishaka, please go ahead, please.
Thank you so much. Maybe I will not speak again. But I think this is a disaster, especially. I mean, Honorable Gray and Councillor Yelu were in the legislature, and so maybe they will not say it here. But I don't think the legislature has been a help to the Liberian people. I think it has been an area, it has been an institution that has been complicit in committing crimes against the Liberian people. It's a disaster. The legislature is a huge disaster. That's agreeing with the executive about every crime they're committing against the Liberian people. The legislature, in fact, tomorrow the legislature will be presided over by a speaker who is now embroiled in moral decadence, and the president of the republic to sit under such an immoral guy, an immoral man like Richard Kuhn, to deliver the State of the Nation address. I think the president should have taken a second thought. He should have made a second thought. Richard Kuhn, under his leadership as head of the legislature, it's been horrible. Decisions are very horrible. They have hurt the Liberian people. They continue to hurt the Liberian people. And they are some of the reasons why we find ourselves in such a miasma, in such a disaster, where the country is headed in no direction. The country is in reverse because of somebody like Richard Kuhn and being ably, complicitly, helped by the executive to commit the crimes against the Liberian people. But tomorrow we'll come back. I don't expect anything better from the president because he's part of the moral crimes that have been committed against the Liberian people. People are just raping people's children all over. People are being sodomized. Our children have been sodomized. The government is doing nothing about it. And those who are sodomizing and raping our children are themselves government officials instead of making policies to protect the lives and properties of our children. They are the ones raping them and sodomizing them. And so I don't expect nothing much from Mr. President tomorrow. We'll come back here tomorrow and unpack what the president may have said. Thank you so much. Maybe I may not speak again. Thank you.
Thank you so kindly. Hey.
Hello.
Yeah, Benedict, go ahead.
So the first thing is I like to tell us people who believe in president, we are in the CDC, to take pride in what we did in this country and just give some reminder that the people came and promise you that health workers, they say they will remove harmonization. putting on the pretense that what we did was wrong. Up to today, they've not been able to live to that commitment. That is not possible. But on really started a point, I made a point that 2026 is a regrettable year for our country. Regrettable from the fiscal point, and I like to speak about it from the three perspectives. You heard our government boasting of $1.2 billion budget. And we have repeatedly said that Liberia does not have a $1.2 billion budget. It's got political sensation. The reason we don't have $1.2 billion budget is, if you have $1.2 billion budget, you're supposed to increase civil servant salary, or you're supposed to reverse harmonization as you claim. Because the government has not been able to initiate reforms that will bring in what we call recurring resources. That means the $1.2 billion we raise this year, next year we should be able to raise $1.3 billion. The following year we should be able to use 1.5 or 1.8 and go to 200 or $2 billion. We have $1.2 billion budget today, and tomorrow we'll have only $1 billion budget because the budget will drop in 2027. So there is no concrete resource mobilization strategy. It's got because of the signature bonus from ArcelorMittal. Here is the regret. NIMAPO will regret having a vice president and having a concession that is damaging the environment. People are getting sick. The environment is very polluted. They're using chemicals to blast the mine and everything. There will be an effect on Nima County in the soonest future to come. But that concession is giving us 200 million. Nima people from Tapeta, yeah, boy, wherever you are listening to me, that concession is bringing 200 million. Here's the first regret. We have a president who has an experience of more than 40, 45 years, who were here in the 60s when Lamco, Lamico, and all the companies extracted resources from this country. You go to Bomba, you see Bomba, you don't know that company was there. You go to Tomenberg, you will see the mark there. Even Nima had ArcelorMittal Naka, you are going to see it there. If any of you know where we call Kumbo, Mana River Kumbo, there was a company money there. You can't trace them because the resources were not spent properly. So the company is giving $200 million. Mr. President is saying to the Liberian people, they divided that $200 million like elephant meat. They gave more than $6 million. Where the concession is coming from, they gave them $6 million. How will you take the money from NIMBA and you only give NIMBA $6 million? You get more at least $6 million. You get a tunnel, how they call it, Nuta $6 million. You divide the money like elephant meat to the extent that some people carry $250,000 from that $200 million. What is dangerous about this is that we will spend $200 million in this country and we will not know that ArcelorMittal ever existed because it will take another 25, 30 years before $200 million come to this country. It is regrettable that we have $200 million raw cash coming and that money is divided just like elephant meat. Everybody take their share. Moali take his share, agricultural man take his share, or the president take his share because the $50 million is going to his cousin from Sierra Leone company, and that man will face the road, get from Menicoma and bring it to Foya. There where that is going. You get to another $50 million. Here is the regrettable part, it's the second regrettable part. We took $200 million, we're giving $50 million to LEC. LEC is going to Ivory Coast to buy current. It's not solving our electricity problem in this country. It's putting money in other people. So I call that a vaporized budget. The money is leaving the country, it's not staying into the country.
Right.
That's one. Nima Kante has the vice president, but Nima Kante will not remember ArcelorMittal because they only got $6 million in that money. Why? They will suffer the consequences more. I thought we are giving Nima around $50 million. But why would Nima only get $6 million and Lufa got almost $50 million? Why is it important for Nima to have a vice president sitting on the table and dividing the money like elephant meat? Nima cannot get her just benefit. Is that why you betrayed? Is that why you stood for Nima people? That President George Weah did everything in Nima, but because you fear he was your son, Prince Johnson, you listening to Prince Johnson. This is the reward. They did everything. Prince Johnson died. They are not exploiting you of your $200 million. At least they will give you $50 million. Or if you don't want to give it to Nima, you get pave the road, for example, from Campley to Saclay. Do a project there for the people to remember that the ArcelorMittal go here. Let me tell you what happened on Galaxy Yolo. When they were taking the $200 million dividing their money and said the next day they went to credit $7 million to build a hydro that is in Nimba. There's a hydro that we started around the tributary of the river, Igbebeli. They're taking $7 million from the African Development Bank. The same day they were signing $1.2 billion budget. It doesn't make sense. You cannot have $1.2 million, then you go credit $7 million.
Wow.
Here is the last regrettable part of 2026 budget. Last year, recurring expenditure, the money they used to run the government was around $735 million. By the time they knew that ArcelorMittal was going to bring money, they increased the money to run the government with for $929 million. That means that all the money we'll collect as a country is going to people more, hand to more, they divide it among themselves. The only space for the Liberian people to benefit is what ArcelorMittal will give. This is the same thing that was happening between during Madame Salif and Joseph Boakai days, because all the government money they were getting eating it, depending on OMA to do development, depending on UNDP to do development. This is the same system that have come in 2026. 2026 is a regrettable year for Liberia. There will be plenty of money in the country, but will be in the hands of few people, and most of it will go out of the country. This is regrettable for our country. I don't expect the president to boast tomorrow that we have a $1.2 billion budget. I don't expect the vice president to look in Nimbadian's face and say they are in the government and he should be ashamed of being coming from Nima County. Nima County got $200 million, exploit Nima of that money. The vice president must answer to the people of Nimba. I wish I could speak man or I could speak you to tell the people they've been exploited of $200 million. So when will Nima County take pride and say we had the vice president? When?
Galaxy will do that.
$200 million for the next 20-25 years. This is regrettable for our country. It's not about CDC. It's not about me. Some of you who are older than us listening to our voice, remember what happened to you in Boma, for example. Go to Boma and see how Boma is looking. So when ArcelorMittal leaves, that's what will happen to Nima. So our thought was that the president, with his wisdom, with his experience, who have taken that $200 million and say, you know what? If we don't even go to Nima, let's do one project that will remember that we had a company in this country. For example, the Japanese did assessment on the St. John River. I got bumped into that somewhere in my development archive. They did assessment. We can get almost 175 megawatts of power from the St. John River. Why couldn't we put that money there? Maybe 150 million hours, even done a hydro. I will let you know something that the Liberian don't know. The government is making our country more vulnerable. And the things that will happen to our country, there's coming a time we'll not get current in this country. Our country is totally almost depending on Africa to give us current. Up to today, the government owes Africa $35 million they can't pay. Up to last year, June, July, $35 million we owe Africa for electricity. So that's what we call vulnerability. Our major livelihood is depending on us. We are vulnerable. We had that opportunity to solve it, to give Nima at least $10 million to build one hydro, and take $150 million and build one of the biggest hydro in our region to solve our country problem. These people, they know what to do, but the best thing they know how to do is to spend the money to run the government. When you hear somebody saying, oh, Minister of Information, the place was there, we face the place. You're talking about 150 or 250,000 our contract because they give it to their family member. So they go pin Minister of Information building and say, yeah, the government doing well. Or more Ali asking how much did he spend to pin how they call it, water and sewer.
Okay.
Don't you think we couldn't do that? So the money is being spent on things that will come back again. We call it recurrent. You pin the building today, you eat more money from there. The next year again, you will pin it and eat more money from there. But we say no. For $200 million and build one hydro for us. They didn't listen. Tomorrow, Sona will be muddied up. Tomorrow, Sona is not giving us anything. There's nothing, that problem that has been solved. I gave you one example. We solved the problem of registration at the University of Liberia. It was a big problem. So let the president let the government find anything major that the country is suffering from they have solved. Will not solve the rest issue. Nobody should lie to you. Rice price will not solve it. When the Chinese and Indians are fighting, what will happen to all? Rice price will go up. We've not solved petroleum business in this country. When the war intensified to places where we're importing it, the prices will increase. So there is no major achievement of the government in solving critical issues in this country. We
gotta go. Already 10 already. We gotta go. Let's go to Garrison.
Winston.
Yeah.
Winston. Yeah, when the radio stations go off, we will add another 10 or 15 minutes, because we understand that the stations will have to go off maybe in a moment from now. So we can stay on the live broadcast for 10 or 15 minutes,
Okay. All right. So let me just tell my people to give at least 20 more minutes. Just 20. Then we can move from there. But that's good.
I've not even spoken today.
Okay, so let's go. Let's go.
Are you taking calls?
Yeah, right, exactly. We take 3 minutes for Garrison. We go to our carriers. We take 3. Then we'll go to the line. We can do that in 20 minutes, please.
Okay, Benedict, you.
So let me go at the back while I do the negotiation. I'll be monitoring.
Yeah. So Garrison will go 30 minutes. I will go 2. Then Sarah and other people. Okay, Garrison.
So on the great sad truth is that with the NDA, the country is at a very vulnerable security situation. They say you cannot assess and inspect the iron ore that coming from Guinea. Do you know that in our NDA? So if a Guinea popo is not armed to come and invade the whole country and take over the country, is acceptable because of what we sign up to. The railroad, you talking about the Avanho, but the railroad you give it to Metal Steel for 5 years. So currently, even if you discover bauxite in Nima that we're talking about, and they want to use the rail, Metal Steel will say we have it. And they want to do scheduling, Metal Steel will not give the new company any time to do schedule. So we just mortgage the whole country to the people. Wow. It's sad for me. So I sit there, I cry because I was born in Yekepa. I grew up in Yekepa. I went to school in Yekepa. My whole life spent in Yekepa. I left Yekepa in 1995. So in my whole life was in Yekepa. So I know what I'm talking about. And if you went to Yekepa today, you'll cry. The horses, nothing. Like a few areas. The quota, upper pavement in Yekepa, nothing. But when this president went there, he said Metal Steel is performing beyond expectation.
Wow.
Metal Steel is performing the quota in Yekepa is not good. They're performing. Yeah, good for us.
Because they gave him 50 million to pave the road to go to the president's home, so they are performing.
Wow.
So Metal Steel is performing because 50 million from Nima people money is going to the Douala to or Bo Waterside. Oh, they performing.
No. Yolu is going from Menekoma to Foya.
So going a budget, in Appendix 7 of the budget, 50 million is ever counterpart funding for that project. I'm telling you. Then Metal Steel is performing. Yeah.
Yolu, let me make the injection, right? The 50 million that is there for that money that is for the Menekoma to Foya side. The government
but they lie in the budget now. You know they poke and lie. And I'm reading the budget while I saw that.
Yolu, you're not wrong. It's for that entire project. It's going towards that project. But that money, that 50 million are going there now, is going from the Menekoma to Foya side on the project. The other one, the government will go sign 100 million loan to give it to the company. So I'm just agreeing with you, but I'm just saying that 50 million specifically the intention is to fast track from Menekoma to Foya because the president has to always go there faster.
Yeah. And that money we use to pave the road from Campley to Second PA with quota. Since we get quota going to Granji there. The Metal Steel is performing because you're taking 1 million to rebuild Kolawon Hospital. Even though the GW Harley Hospital in San Nicolas relocation is stalled, $5 is not going to them. But you know that when the train is passing, it's shaking people to that hospital, the old hospital building. Red by A, the twin track. The 1 million you gave to Kolahon, you could even make it 3 million to give to Nima. You could relocate. The relocation will have gone on based on Meridian Hospital in between Second P and San Nicolas. That Nima will be proud that the Metal Steel money. This is what we did with it. But you know the sad thing, they equated Nima with Grand Bassa in our distribution of the money. They gave Grand Bassa 4 million, but they said to maintain the road from Cotton Tree to Buchanan, they gave them 2 million. So Grand Bassa that don't have the mountain, that doesn't have the mountain, they are getting almost 7 million. Nima that have the mountain, where the revenue is coming from, they give us 6 million. It is not something that anybody
they can't do anything about it.
The vice president is not a lawmaker. It's on the document.
Madam Sarah, comrade, look, in the MDA, they talk about environmental impact assessment. You know what they put in there for Metal Steel? 100,000. Are you kidding me? You know how many environmental damage is done by Metal Steel, and they will be giving Nima 100,000 every year? Then the mockery aspect of it, they say we get scholarship for Metal Steel for public institutions, forgetting to know that President George Manuel Weah had given public institutions tuition-free status. So how will you get Nima University scholarship when it's already free? How will you get University Library scholarship when it's already free? Now they are telling you when the children go and come back, or you go to any university on a scholarship that you get them peanuts. They are forced to go work for Metal Steel. So you are now mortgaging the intellectual brain, the intellectual capacity of our country to one company that you say they will not renew, or their agreement will not go to the legislature. And I can tell you, when President Weah comes back, these are the challenges we will be facing. We have to go to the court to challenge these people. And we have told them, some of our lawmakers, that, well, we are at your disposal. If you want us to file a petition against D, we are willing to do it free of charge. We don't need money from you. But you know, the Supreme Court is very clever. If you don't have a lawmaker name on that petition, they will start raising issues of standing and injuries. I remember when we filed a petition before the Johnny Lewis bench as a civil society group on the threshold bill, they said there was no injury. We should have waited. The election goes on, and we are affected by the election result, then we go to court. And then you know what the court did? They start looking at our article incorporation, our tax payment, this and that. So they will always go and look for technical issues, especially when the issue of political question is raised. So we cannot go to court in the absence of some of the lawmakers coming and say, gentlemen, let's go, you'll use our name, then we'll prepare the petition in their name, because they are the stakeholder of the county. So where we are tomorrow, you're going to hear a president tell you, say, we are taking all the list project, the legislative earmark project, support project, we go to internal affairs. Now, list is just a toothless bulldog saying out there. List was funded for such initiative. But now, in the budget, all the legislative earmark project will be going to list. So it will be going to internal affairs. So the president cursing, Francis Yumande, will be presiding over that money now. So if he gave 75 million, he chooses where to carry the money. If he knows that Honorable Gray is an opposition lawmaker, he will not send money to his district. So the opposition lawmaker sitting down there looking at the money going to internal affairs, and they are not talking. Tomorrow, we are not going to hear anything new more than a rescue that is arresting the citizen into poverty, arresting them into suffering, arresting them into suffering more and more. But here is the issue before I take leave for you guys. The CDC, we have never gone short of intellectual manpower. In fact, we have some of the brightest brain in this country. But you know what have been our shortcoming? We have sat and been so quiet for so long. And we all have to stand up. They will bring their political prosecution, will prosecute them. Look, as much as they want to prosecute people, they are spending their money. We'll keep them busy with prosecution, and then before they make their amount, will be into election. Mind you, there is no mating election for them to test themselves. So they will be drowned into their own mistake. Before they come to themselves, we are in 2029. Let it forget about the bread and butter issue and keep threatening people that when you talk, say, we will prosecute you. Even if you prosecute us, we'll go to jail. We will stay right from prison. There's many that go to jail for 27 years. We're not going to be afraid because of persecution in this country.
That's
we will
right.
stand up, and this party needs to stand up because there is no way we can allow now a second of lies to slip in the ears of our people.
Yeah.
It's not time that we stand up to tell our people that these people are lying and checkmate them at every level.
Yep.
So, Honorable Gray, it was good to be on your show tonight. I really appreciate. We look more, and tomorrow we'll be here to analyze it. You know, we are already set. We analyze the 2025 or so now, and we are waiting for the 2026. So by tomorrow, the discussion will be so sweet. We'll be telling the Liberian people the lies again.
Right.
A repetition. Nothing else. So it was a very great show, and we can tell the people of Nima, like as I have said to them, Nima is Nima. President George Manuel Weah mother is from the Biendoro. Vice President Jeremiah Kuhn mother is from San Nicolas Man district. They are all our nephew.
That's right.
Nephew from San Nicolas Man, nephew from Biendoro, they are our nephew. We cannot do segregation and take one nephew so important and forget about the other nephew. So those of them who supporting Vice President Kuhn, that's them. But me, I stand with my nephew, President George Bekube Manon Tape Weah, and I will be with him until we can come back to power.
That's right.
We cannot say that anymore. We cannot say that anymore and allow it lies to sleep in the ears of our people. Thank you so much.
Right. Sarah, Garrison, Benedict. Look, one of the reasons for which we chose to have this platform and other platforms, or what will go on many other platforms, Benedict, Garrison, Sarah, we need to narrate our own stories.
That's right.
We cannot afford for others to narrate our story. This is the beginning of the storytelling, the factual storytelling. We'll grow, the platform will grow, we'll go on other platforms. We have the human resource capacity that Garrison Redford said. You know, Benedict, when you're speaking, sometimes you put children on my skin, like Sarah and other people. They don't have the intellectual calorie to stand us. Even if we went on other platforms to debate, then they escape. They will never sit face to face because they tread on gossip, lies, and deceptions. And that's where the state of the nation will be concentrated on tomorrow. We will be on this platform and we'll be on other radio stations between 8 to 10 o'clock tomorrow, analyzing the state of the nation address, the post-analysis. We'll be putting the gaps, we'll be filling in the gaps. We'll be exposing the lies and we'll be exposing the gossip. Benedict, we cannot shy away. Garrison, we cannot shy away. Sarah, the rest of the people, Ishaka, the rest of our people, we cannot run away and we cannot shy away. We have a responsibility to rewrite the narrative, bring CDC back to power. In 2029, January, get inducted into office. This government will not spend one day after January of inauguration day into office. That's not possible. The state of the nation tomorrow will be pure political recitation, extreme political recitation. The legislative agenda of the president is a borrow legislative agenda. Like Ishaka Redford said, the Local Governance Act will pass to do. We have the Ministry of Local Governance. Unlike the Ministry of Internal Affairs, it's not because Breca did it. It's because the CDC passed the law. You will be shocked. The Integros bill that we passed, that we left back. Take, for example, the Whistleblower Act, for example. The Witness Protection Act, for example. Even the amendment of the Code of Conduct Bill, where you set time for access declaration that did not exist and punitive measures in violation of the Code of Conduct. The issue of direct prosecutorial authority given to the LACC. The issue of just amending the LACC, I can say, Mr. President, you cannot dismiss the head of the LACC with all legislative involvement or the GSC to strengthen the independence of the GSC and strengthen the independence of the LACC. Look, Garrison, before we became lawmaker, I remember there's a public record to show that between 2009 In 2012 of January, President Boyka presided over a legislature where they signed 66 Booker concession agreement, analyzed by the then Auditor General John Morton, who said the Unity Party government is as 3 times corrupt as the Judy Bryan-led administration. So the sale of our resources, our iron ore, our gold, our diamond, our oil, is not a strange thing for President Boyka to have presided over. Now you have a regime vice president or regime speaker, 2 presiding officers of the 2 branches of the 2 horses, I mean. What do you expect from them? Okay? They have become a conveyor belt. So tomorrow, like you said, Ahor said they will bring almost 10,000 Unity parties in, put them in Ahor, make it uncomfortable. They will be clapping for President Boyka tomorrow outside there. That's why they brought it out there. Okay, Ahor to spend about $1 million on the State of the Nation address minimum, okay, to create some pleasantry. They will be all there clapping, carrying them there, cherry squatting, all of those things. For me, I know there are still good people in the legislature, but I hope our lawmakers will analyze the State of the Nation. Tomorrow, the CDC will issue a statement after the State of the Nation address. We'll be at 8 o'clock tomorrow. We want to say thank you to Winston, thank you for Bana FM and Abu Kamara. We want to say thank you to A.B. Wion for Kings FM, our friends in Nimba County and in Bon County that are relaying this program. We really do appreciate this. This program will become big. We will narrate our own stories. We on YouTube also. Some people are not on Facebook, but Liberian Action TV is also on YouTube. So we'll turn over to Winston. He takes the TV call, then we can take 1 more minute to close up. But really, we appreciate this. And Sarah, we hope you have the time and we'll bring more women. We want to display our intellectual arsenal. You know, Dodell and I, look, we used to argue a lot in the legislature. A lot, Benedict. You're just joining us, Benedict. No, but Benedict, we differ a lot on a lot of issues. And we agree on a lot of issues. We differ, we agree, okay? To walk in the corridor, sometimes want to throw blows, but look at the kind of guy we have in the CDC. Okay?
And the man want to take my phone, you need to say, I'll take your phone. Your phone, you got to take it from you.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. Y'all agree to disagree.
But see a lawmaker from Nimba County, a caliber of men like this. And CDC has some good lawmakers from Nimba County, good friends from Nimba County. Okay? Yeah. We'll go back Nimba County, we'll rewrite the story. We'll tell the people the true story in Nimba County. Garrison says something very important. Most of the roads across the country, Sarah, that you don't know today, so the people living on, the Ralphie Highway has slowed down. All the major roads that they've been doing work on, almost everything slowed down because they don't have the money. They cannot generate the revenue. I'm telling you real story. But I tell you what, Winston Bladen, because running into town. And Winston, you can take maybe the few calls and then we close with call a day for tomorrow so we can get ready.
And of course, thank you so kindly. We'll go to the lines. You know the numbers. If you don't, they are 037798595. The WhatsApp +231 776329798. Put the calls through and be a part of the show this evening. You won't believe the Unity Party guys are on the show tonight. The comments are really, really, really damaging. The insults. They say, discuss, flex your intellectual muscle. When you come to discuss the issue, you turn out to be a ground of insult. But let's go to the lines and take the calls. Good morning, good evening, welcome. Just a minute. Panelists, are you getting the callers?
No.
No.
Okay, just a minute. Hold on. Let me do this adjustment. I'm sure you will get it from right here. I will make this adjustment and it's going to be good. Caller, go ahead. You getting the callers now?
Am I clear now?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, like I said,
please text me the WhatsApp number so I can put it up for international people.
I am.
Okay.
People really, I join you from Folklore District 4.
So I'm sure you're getting the callers now, right?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead, caller. Okay.
Like I said, this idea is a brilliant one. Like your question, most of the panelists have been answering what you expect of the State of the Nation address. I would say I expect State of the Nation address that will be filled with refurbished life, because the lives of 2024, the lives of 2025 are going to be refurbished and brought back in 2026. And then I want to commend your platform for what is being done. Because in the dispensation, when we got legislature that has become an external branch of the executive, they have become a rubber stamp legislature. These are now passing 9 o'clock in the night. The constitutional requirement of 37 no longer matter in this arrangement, because this is another arrangement. It will have a kind of platform to checkmate this kind of genuine form of government. That's employable. So let me commend and applaud where this idea came. Once again, as I submit, this is the Congo Chairman. I'm Timothy Willie. Thank you.
Thank you, Sukale. Let's take another one. Good evening.
Winston, how you doing? Let me say hi to the panelists. This is Edmund Carr, and I'm now the visually impaired that is pushing for the re-election of President Wiga 2029. And, you know, this is the reason why we have always said that every time Liberian people want to make changes, want to bring on leaders, take on leaders, it is seriously affecting us. Listen to Akara's Gray, and it's not because he's our party thing, but the way in which he stood in the house. We said that CDC messing up on the election and Akara Gray leaving all the scene. We said it was a more blow to us and to Liberia as well. Okay? Because if he fought against Metal Steel and other companies, now using our country as a plantation that they would come and reap and take and go, and today people are there referred to the rescue. And they are sitting there and allowing the same thing that we were kicking against taking place. But more embarrassingly, you're looking at the vice president of the country. When Johnson is normal, you are there as the vice president of the country. What is there for Nimakate? Nimakate is not getting it. You are just being cornered. You sit there and then you benefit and forget about the people. But as for the son, as for the son tomorrow, you guys are already destroyed that son. That son is destroyed. Pocket cannot go back to rewrite. Everything that will be coming up tomorrow, I can say this to you, the sooner it already destroyed, it's going to be a fiasco, it's going to be an empty paper that will be read tomorrow. But I would also like to add to this, I hope they can bring a chair for Bwaka to sit, to read it sooner.
Let me ask you a question before you go. Will you encourage others to listen to the president?
I will listen. Which program are this one?
Who's the president now?
Tomorrow, the program, oh yes, I will be into that program because we got to set our party to analyze, to display the light that will be coming up tomorrow. So I encourage you all citizens that are following now to follow the program tomorrow. We want to follow.
Thank you so much. Let's take another one. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Winston, and also to the other panelists. This is Sam. We are usually joining you from a Louisiana resident. Let me commend Honorable Gray, you, Winston, and other people. Mr. Yelu said, I think the CDC is not short of knowledge. CDC are committed people. The best thing we can do, we are CDC, every loose and corner. Let's continue to preach the message of peace. Let us go back to the drawing board and see how best and tell what people, all the good things the CDC did. That is the best thing we can do as CDC. Winston, tomorrow when it comes to the funeral, everybody knows that woman Joe Bwaka. For the 2 years they did not deliver. This is why they said we should manage all their supporters should manage the expectation, because for some of us we knew that the woman couldn't do well. But like other people said, we will listen tomorrow, because I will encourage people to listen, because sometimes if we listen and we'll turn on the very platform to see how best to tell the Liberian people don't lie. But the woman is not able to lead this country. See how the whole country divided. They suffered massive. I mean, the people of Nima, amen. That be the benefit of the people of Nima. But we want to pray, come 2029 to redeem this country. Thank you for this opportunity, and let us continue our sedition to see how better remain engaged and engage the people.
What do you think? Should we continue with this show every day, and who do you expect to see on this platform if we should continue?
But Winston, I think when you catch the platform, it will do well. You got to put, and let me just tell you, Winston, all physicians, and let's go from I believe Winston before 2029, many people will come on board. But I'm not speaking because they feel they have hope. I think we encourage Honorable Gray, he's doing well. We ourselves, Winston, some of us have been with the citizen for a very long time. We didn't want in government, but it can't take away our loyalty to this party. We remain committed.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
777-985-985. Keep a course true. Let's hear from you right here. We take 5 more. It's already 10:30 in the nation's capital, Monrovia. Let's go back to the line. Good evening.
Winston, good evening. How are you?
I'm okay.
Then I may say good evening to Honorable Gray. So much. I'm very thankful on your meeting as usual. So you see, like Bill is your common to see this again our country has degenerated in so many aspects, especially when it comes to sugar basic services. And I think a pattern of living regret has become a normal situation in our country, because when lessons come that we tell our people, I mean, some of these people, they are showing them, and they go on about the global parties and power and so 2 years starting consistently on the network. So I think this government show resources that are presiding for the accelerator deal that is discussing all this, all the resources are coming. Like people are coming, but they are saying it point. I mean, that money will go in this. Nothing will show for wisdom. But we could identify a person that is somebody sad and put our money in the head. I mean, yeah, we cannot get any other because you have the car or income for the regime. Well, we don't come to put it back. Yes, they see people are let me that. But we don't need to leave my mother or son name. I mean, something like she is dead. I'm one of my parents are parents, so we are taking account. So you cannot push on.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's take another one. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. How are you?
I'm okay.
Yeah, I'm Smith G. I'm calling from District 12. I want to thank the panel this evening for the show. It was a wonderful show. We have been monitoring. The live screen, we have been advocating that it should be translated into the radio program too for those that don't have data to be able to get the show. But however, my question is about the national executive. Even though we are looking at 2029, the party going to election in 2029, but we are saying that the national executive of the CDC is solely rest in an office space and not getting to the terror district to read from the zonal leadership, the district leadership, the county leadership, says the acting chairman to over. This is the 10th year we are into. We can't see him in one district. I'll be advocating for CDC. I'm not a member of CDC. I don't get car. I'm going to go to party headquarters to go register to pay my due. Are we not preparing to stretch to reach to the people in the districts and the community? So that's my question. You people are one or the Gray, the Benedict Koruba, the Ixchaka are the people who were officials of government of the CDC. But this is the situation we're talking about, running institution. You can run institution and be confined to an office. And will get to the people, the structure to be in the district.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Thank you so much. They are listening. Trust me, your recommendation will be highly taken into consideration. Thank you so kindly. Good evening.
Hello.
Yep.
Yes, Edwin Morris from. I'm calling from Zimbabwe.
Go ahead.
Yes, just to portray my brother what you are saying.
Oh, too bad. You slip off the line. 077798595 plus 231-0776-329798. We got 6 more minutes to go. And let's take this one. Good evening.
Hey, good evening.
Yeah. Please lower your monitor, yeah? Just lower your monitor, please.
Okay.
Go ahead. You say you're calling from where?
I'm calling from Todi District.
Go ahead.
Okay. I would like to encourage our panelists that indeed this show should continue until 2029. This is an educated show. We hope that it will be on until 2029 reach. Let's go to the solar. The solar will just be a repetition. Because nothing new will be the president as says tomorrow. It will just be a repetition. So we hope to see what will happen tomorrow.
Thank you. I think my apologies to all of you. The mistake that I made, the WhatsApp number Honorable Grade I announced is the only phone I'm using to stream the live and also put it on the radio. So I see a lot of international calls coming in. Apologies, I can't take you for now because by the time I do it, this whole live stream will go up. It means that the panelists will be off the radio. So forgive me, it's my fault. I see a lot of international calls coming in, but I can't take you only for now. Yeah, so yeah, please do. Please announce it that you can take the international calls from there. Please go. Yeah. Let's manage this up to 11 o'clock. We'll do the sacrifice. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Yeah. 077798595. Please pin the WhatsApp number on the page. That actually, my apologies to all of you, and I see the international calls coming. But let's go back to the line 077798595. Hey, my people, I beg you, the international call, I beg you, please. I can't take you for now. But we will pin this number. You can call that one. Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah.
How you guys doing up there? I'm Ibish calling from Rockville.
Okay.
I'm very happy to hear Honorable Gray and the other partners on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Your own and your own. Most of the time we are monitoring on phones. It's phone as well as CDC. You're going to the phone, you have to promote them. It's better for you to use the local radio station and propagating the agenda for CDC. We would like to listen to this more than even phone. All one or other supporting CDC or George, we will also listen to the local radio station. So I beg you, the way you guys start with the process like this, let's carry on that way. Thank you.
Thank you so kindly. So the WhatsApp number is those of you in the diaspora want to join us on the WhatsApp call plus 231 555 222 plus 231 555 222 Call that WhatsApp number. The locals now 077798595. We'll take the calls up to 10:50. In the next 10 minutes, we'll go across the table for parting comments. Morning. Good evening. Sorry. Good evening. Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, go ahead. Honorable Gray, we get calls. Just let me know, please. Go ahead.
I'm also going to
Okay.
The light we never hear in the news of the side. When there is light away on those who are in the side, to keep our quiet, but will not see this parent. To move, to step.
Winston. Hello? Wisdom gone mute?
I think he having issues too.
Okay, so we got a caller here. Caller, your name and where you calling from?
Hey, Honorable Greg, good evening. This is Abraham calling from the U.S. to be specific, Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi. I just called because I was in and out on the show. I just want to commend you and the panelists, Honorable Garrison and Benedict, Matthias' sister, Winston, and Ishaka. I want to say thank to you guys for playing some of the good things that CDC did last 6 years. And I don't even think that this so-called rescue missions will even reach to look at the 2 years that just elapsed. Few days ago. What did the Omega going to tell us tomorrow? Everything that he going to say that tomorrow will know everything.
Yeah,
that current is stable. There are no drugs in the country again.
Yeah, just 1 minute. I gotta pick another caller.
Yeah, so I just want to say thanks to every one of you guys. Let the show continue to come on. I don't know each one of you guys are scheduled, but it's good. But we cannot also leave the opposition shows free. If some of you guys get time to go there and debunk some.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Your name and where you calling from?
My name is Musa G. Bryan. I'm from New Jersey.
Okay, you can go ahead.
Okay, first of all, I want to tell you guys thank you so much for the platform. Councilor Garrison Yelu and Sarah and the other folks that is on. Honorable Gray, this is what we want. Let's forget about those guys who come under the poles and they put comment and insult and do have you. We have to take the story to the people. Like the last time I said on AB show and I said something, I said, hey, it is about time to tell the Liberian people are getting to understand that President Weah stood up for them for good. But it was late because they have listening. They did not see. They forgot about seeing but listening to lies. But this is the time. And this is the time that Liberia should understand the truth. Who love Liberia and who is doing better for Liberia. Like for the son of tomorrow. Honorable Great, that is the repetition.
Yeah, we gotta cut. It's okay so that we can take another photo. Thank you.
Honorable Gray, apologies for our end here. Somebody just informed us that it's like one of the callers said this program have damaged the president, so that indeed is actually affected the guys at the executive mansion coroner as we speak. So only locking time is off at this time, but any moment from now the standby generator will be on and will be back on the radio. Please go ahead of the calls.
Okay, thank you very much. No problem. Yeah. They will do everything they want to do, but we'll still be on live. Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, where are you calling from, your name?
So, my name is Jabba. I'm calling for the United States. So, my concern is, I see you guys are trying very hard to come back to authority. And we give CDC 6 years as a grassroots party. And as young people, we supported this party with vision and inspiration. And none of us, I personally did not, it didn't meet my expectation, the performance of the political party. So if we are really
what do you, okay, we have a specific conversation ongoing tonight. It's about the SONA, the state of the nation. That's what we're discussing. Do you want to focus on the topic? Hello? 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 Oh. Sorry, the caller, the talking something that I'm not getting clear. So I think we'll take the last. Hello? Are you calling to participate? Yeah, but you have to do it because we are not behind you. Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Oh, the caller not ready. It's muted. So, Benedict, you can go. Who's that? Benedict? Benedict, you can go ahead. You can just close, Benedict.
Okay, so
just 1 minute to close, Benedict. If we get another caller, we'll put them on, but just close up. Hello? Hello?
Are you getting me? Hello?
We're getting you, but then you can't, you have to speak very, very fast.
Yeah, this is Samuel Zain. I call from district number 8.
Because,
Firstly, I want to say thanks to all of you for the participation tonight.
we're so sorry we lost the caller. Okay, so Benedict, go ahead. Just 1 minute, Benedict. Benedict, are you on?
Yeah, he's on.
yeah, I'm here. We're closing now, right?
Yeah, let's just close. The other people can come tomorrow with their questions.
Yeah, Benedict, your parting statement.
Okay, so I think most of the callers appreciate the fact that we have our own platform.
Right.
Some are raising concern. But let's document their concerns. However, I'd like to state that 2026 is a regrettable year for Liberia, a year in which a national development plan was launched, and the plan that targets cannot be achieved in 4 or 5 years. It has to take us 25 years before that plan target is achieved, according to the World Bank Economic Memorandum with Liberia. According to the World Bank country program with Liberia, the current model of the economy used by the IRS will not create jobs for the Liberian people. And the budget that has been developed also, the budget will not create jobs for the Liberian people. Rather, the budget will take money from Liberia, the money will evaporate, the one that will stay within the country will be amongst the few elite people because of the way of the distribution of the resources of the state. I don't expect President Boakai tomorrow to say anything outside of informing the Liberian people that what they say about the CDC, the reality proved to be wrong, that they cannot do it without the CDC platform, they cannot do it without the turnover notes. All what they have done, they are catching up and trying to go back to the CDC days. Let the Liberian people know that our country is deteriorating. Our country is completely divided. We didn't even reach there. We want to hear him what he will say on reconciliation. He wouldn't reconcile with people who will protect his interests. The country is completely divided. This is not the kind of country they envisages. This is not what they stood in the line for. I got reading one critical information with CSA. I was just, I told you I didn't want to release it. I wanted their document to come up. I got found a year-end report. It's very critical. It's damaging, and they have nothing to offer to this country.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Benedict. It was good having you tonight, and tomorrow we wish to have you at 8 o'clock. Thank you very much. Highly appreciate it. Thank you, and we'll see you. Good night. Garrison?
Okay, all great. Thank you.
Let me put the councilor, the Honorable Councilor Garrison here.
Most of the callers have said tonight, I think if we can have a very strong team every Sunday evening to look at the working of this government and how we can critique
every
it.
Saturday and Sunday, we intend to come here by 8 to 10 every Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah. That would be a very good thing for us. But I can tell the Liberian people tomorrow, they will be singing a song that going to a church, raising Jesus, my only friend, when I have been sung over and over and over and over. Nothing new that you expect tomorrow. And they will bore the president with 2-hour speech, and the end result, he will drink enough water, and the speech might be cut off somewhere halfway. So nothing you're going to expect tomorrow. All we can tell our supporters across Liberia and across the world, look, human life is about learning. And when CDC came to power, there were a lot of challenges. They worked to solve the problem. Unfortunately for us, we have two major issues: the army problem, complete drawdown, leaving this country, and the security sector in our hands. And then as soon as we're trying to solve that problem, COVID-19 came. So we fought hard. And then watch it. Today, people talking about stable electricity. Has CDC not built a tension wire across the country, build a substation all across the country, we will not have stable electricity. I can vividly tell you in 2023, when we're going to go campaign, we will have stable electricity in Tuazon. It was only the CDC. So they are only benefiting what the CDC did. So if they can come and tell us tomorrow that they have built 5 new additional substations, then we'll know that they're doing something well. But until then, nothing. And the sad truth is that what my brother Benedict was saying. Look at Africans. Some of the money the Ivorian government is using to build or to construct a dam. We can raise more than that money here. And we have areas that we could build it down to St. John River, St. Paul River, and other areas in the country. But why are we still buying current? The people that came to rescue, nothing else they can rescue on. But you know what? They have lived so much on our quiet hill and lived so much on our silent. Now is the time. We are given them 3 years. We're in the 3rd year. No more time to sit back and wait. Let us help the Liberian people, provide the information to the Liberian people. My brother, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to go to the market and know that things are very difficult. Or mothers and fathers are not paying their children's school fee. Go to the various schools. Because of what? Things are difficult. They are destroying the marketeers, destroying the tables, and there is no solution how they're going to read.
Garrison, we'll end it tomorrow.
So all we can say to you people is that let's keep it up. We will do the post sooner tomorrow, and it will be available. In fact, tomorrow I told most of my clients that tomorrow is a holiday for me. I'm not going anywhere here, and because I want to be relaxed, listening to the speech, analyze it. At the time we come on, then we'll have sufficient information to provide to the Liberian people. So I'm so honored and so happy that we are here today. Let's keep it up and make sure that we cannot allow the Allahs to spend a second in the ears of our people anymore. Enough is enough.
Thank you very much, Garrison, and have a wonderful night. Sarah?
Yeah, I want to say thank you to you guys, and also thank you to our audience out there. Thank you so much, Honorable Gray, for standing for our country when you are lawmaker. And I want to also urge all of the other aspiring lawmakers and those that are already in there to please stand up for our country and our people. For me, this is the heart and core of what I stand for. That is to see our people get out of poverty. We have a lot of great resources in our country that could even, make every child go to school free, every child have the 3 meals, but our resources has been mismanaged for so long. And we have a rescue government in power who said they came to rescue. Unfortunately, they came to rescue themselves. Liberian people rescued President Bouakai first. And now we can see that there's nothing new going on. So the sooner we'll listen to it and we'll checkmate the lies. Unfortunately, I won't be on tomorrow because I have to work, but I will be listening to you guys. So I want to say bravo to you all. Honorable Koluba, thank you for your great work. Honorable Yelu, thank you for your great work. And thank you so much for our country. Let us keep the fight up. This government is nothing but a waste of time for the Liberian people. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. This platform will keep informing the Liberian people. We will write our own story. We will tell our own story. We are not yet to compete with anyone. We are yet to give the facts. We'll bring the best of the best on this important program. We want to say thank you to Kings FM for relaying this program, to Bana FM for relaying this program, to our friend in Tapeta, to our friend in Bon County who relayed this program. To a greater extent, they cut across the country tonight. Tomorrow will be at 8 o'clock. This is Liberian Action TV. We have a YouTube channel on YouTube there, Liberian Action TV, and our Facebook page. We are praying that every Saturday and every Sunday will be at 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock to give our story, to give our side, to present the facts. It's better to build your own than to depend on others because you don't know when the others will let you down. So
Right.
this is Liberian Action TV. Benedict, thank you very much. I read
Honorable Greg, before we
Yeah.
go, I just want to say something real quick. I'm getting information that some students in Grand Jide have been captured and put in jail because of their free speech by the superintendent of Grand Jide. I want to urge them to please release those students. They have a right to protest. They have a right to speak, and they should not be incarcerated because of that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We want to say We Are is coming back.
Thank you.
That's the message. We will be back will govern the country. Garrison, I really appreciate you and Benedict on the show tonight, and hope we can have you here tomorrow because we invite other people. This is how we want to tell our many viewers and our listeners across the country. We know we have tens of thousands of listeners across the country by the radio, across the country. We want to say thank you very much. We appreciate your presence. Our viewers want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Those who come and comment on our place will not accept extreme rudeness from anyone. This place is open up. You can express your views. You can discuss the issues.
That's right.
No, this will not be an insulting ground like other platforms. We'll not do that. And we'll not just block anybody because you express your view. It's a right to disagree with us. It's our right to disagree. But
That's
what you
right.
can do on other platform and just come and think that you want to insult and go, no, we'll block you, we'll delete your comment. And Sarah, let me say to everybody, don't mind the people that we don't have to talk to them. We got a responsibility to move on. Thank you and good night. This is how
Have
we
a good
leave.
night, everyone.
Yeah, good night, everyone.
Good
This
night.
is how we leave. That means, Benedict, good night. Garrison, my man.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we'll talk.
Yeah, no problem, brother.
Okay, brother. Thank you very much. I will tell the family how, man. I come in dance and eat GB with you the weekend.
Anytime.
Yeah, brother. Thank you very much. I want to say thank you to all people. And this is how we go. Thank you very much.
I know you're sleeping now. You gotta wake up small, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. So much. I said they lie. The people fool us, oh. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not do us. I said we tired with their lies. We tired with their promises that led us to all our damages. We tired with their speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why can't you lie? Why can't you steal? Why can't you allow the citizens to be? You see, we just tell you that's why we voted you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask.
And I guarantee you, when we finish, there will not be a winner or the loser. Today we all wear the jersey of Liberia, and the victory belongs to the people, to the peace, and to our democracy. As we begin to build upon the foundation of this new Liberia, I, George Fokke-Klon Grade Bakugbe Tape Malewia, the new president, will first give thanks and praises to the Almighty God for the blessing He has bestowed upon our country. And I say, my people, thank you, Yah.
The supporters of His Excellency Joseph Boakai presents him as a poor man from Lofa, and I said that he will understand the plight of the poor people. Fellow Liberians, do not be fooled. Vice President Boakai is not poor like you, not even as me. As Vice President, his office received more money from the government budget than any other Vice President has received in Liberia's history. He has enjoyed some of the best and most lucrative government jobs. Minister of Agriculture, Ambassador, Managing Director of LPMC, at the time when LPMC had money, and several other positions. First President Boakai might have been poor a long time ago, but today he is among the richest 1% of Liberians who are enjoying the best of this country.
That led to decades of war still run deep. but so too does the longing for reconciliation. A reconciliation defined not by political bargaining or by an artificial balance of power by tribe, region, religion, or ethnicity, but by the equality of opportunity and a better future for all Liberians.
I'm extremely happy to be in the United States of America, long considered the lands of free and the home of the brave. My visit here today is a response to the kind invitation extended me by President Ronald Reagan, a man of abiding courage, strong will, and foresight. As you know, Liberia and the United States have a long and historic friendship which spans more than 150 years.
And that respect.
What I call sort of vicious lie about the fact that they say Mr. Kobe is gay or bring gay lifestyle to Liberia is complete bullshit. When people can accuse you of stealing people's money, when they can accuse you of being involved in the war, anything, people don't make up stuff. They don't make up shit. Excuse my language, right? So it's complete nonsense. I mentioned earlier, I don't know if, I'm sure you were here, right? You playing the game, right? I'm married to Teresa, 2 children, 5 grandchildren. I believe in traditional family values, so it's complete bullshit, complete nonsense.
I resigned May 11. When on the start of the new session, after the president of Liberia, after our Supreme Court victory for us, and the president made his now famous speech that they will continue to work with the so-called majority, even before defining what that majority was going to be, because we're going into a new session. We decided that to avoid the continuous confrontations and acrimony at the legislature, we decided to step aside. So we resigned. They never got the votes to try us or remove us, and we maintained they would not have gotten the votes. There is a reason why the Constitution requires a supermajority, and if we wanted to go by the rule of law, and we should go by the rule of law, 49 votes were required. That was never attained, so we resigned.
I'm too hard on the CDC. You know, it's for reasons sometimes, Akaro. The big ball that CDC dropped, one of it was right here in Nimba. My brother, let me tell you something. There's nowhere in the world where hundreds of candidates participate in the election. And in the second round, only 2%. And the number of vote cast in the second round is more than the first round. It's not possible. That's what happened in Nimba.
He is adjusting. Watch this moment without any commentary. It's going down. and first blow. There you have it.
Because the party felt betrayed, the Sarif-led administration was slashing jobs and cash and political cohesion, arresting our people arbitrarily, putting them behind bars. The CDC got challenged. We braved the storm. We challenged the status quo. We never surrender. The first 6 years we never surrender. 12 years we never surrender. And this party will never, with emphasis, ever surrender to the evil forces. By 2011, 3 of our soldiers were executed on this party ground. 2 at the back and 1 right at the headquarters. The man who shot and killed our people today is a darling boy in the Liberian National Police. They brought him back to shoot more guns. Get ready to shoot. Because we challenge the status quo appropriately. Kromah was murdered on this battleground. The boy was killed